Yeah, fuck it. We'll start early. What's up? It's considering considering opening the stream with a song, like I do from time to time. And I thought, what was the last song that I heard that has lyrics? And I think it was Black Betty. So I was getting ready for that. And then I remember that it has like 30 seconds of instrumentals before the actual lyrics. So it would just be kind of like obnoxious as I like prepared for it, you know? You know what I mean, right? I'm sure you get me. What's up? It's got quite a beat though. Vosh, I'm ready. If you're ready for news, you're gonna have to wait a couple minutes. It's 7 minutes till 6. What are you doing? Just because I'm here early doesn't mean the politics is. We got plenty to talk about, folks. Plenty. Before we get into the politics, though, whoo dilly. I sure got a lot done today. Very productive, you know. I got to sleep. I got to sleep last night. Because I figured maybe Pigeon just wants to be able to wander around the studio. So I baby-proofed the whole studio and then just left it open over the night, and she actually was chill, which is great. I actually had to get up to piss at 3 a.m., and I walked in here, and she was sitting right here on my desk mat in front of my keyboard, just illuminated softly by the glow of the monitor. Just right here. She was the streamer. She wanted the door open so she could be the streamer. It was actually extremely cute. I wish I'd taken a picture, but it's 3 a.m. I was stumbling over to the bathroom. No one cares. Get to the raid. Whoa! Chill out, okay? 6 minutes till politics begins. Hello, hello, hello. Maybe I started early because I wanted to take a moment to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da before I got right over to the big serious politics, huh? It's 6 minutes. You can't wait 6 minutes? Sheesh. No, Ramanya, I need to get back to you. Ramanya, you're only tormenting yourself by trying to remind me through Discord and stream chat. The laborious and difficult process of trying to get me to remember to manage my own schedule cannot be changed by anything or anyone. It's a completely it's a monster of its own. Though I do appreciate you trying. It's quite sweet. You playing Metal Gear Rising after politics? Maybe. It's pretty hot in the studio. I ordered a new better AC. One of the reasons why I end stream early, like during the summer, is because it just gets so warm up here. But also, the AC over there is not great. So I got a new one. Hopefully it's going to work a little bit better. Yeah. Happy Vor Day? Okay. Jared Kushner has learned teleport. It's super effective. Oh, God. Y'all doing good? I gotta fix my broken audio. For Metal Gear Revengeance because I scream so loud. Oh, we have a lot to go over, folks, but we have 4 minutes to wait. 4 minutes to wait. We got 4 whole minutes to go. We're actually going to be rocking through a lot of politics today. I've got a lot that I want to talk about. I want to talk about Viktor Orban. I want to talk about CPAC. I want to talk about Russia threatening to blow up the largest nuclear reactor in all of Europe. That's great. Yeah, I want to talk. We got lots to talk, but we got 4 whole minutes. 4 whole minutes. Okay. Okay. Oh, guys. Really quick before we get into it, guess what I got? I first started getting I've gotten emails now of people canvassing for Progressive Victory 2022. This ain't no goddamn LARP, folks. I saw selfies of dozens of Vaushites out there touching grass, doing real shit. There are over 6,000 people who are signed up for Progressive Victory 2022, which makes this, as I understand it, one of the largest canvassing mobilization efforts ever done online, which is good. That's good. Got a lot of people in here. The dots don't even show all of it because I'm pretty sure same zip code entries overlap, but like one of these dots could be like 5, 10 people, you know? I need to get a White to make a heat map, but poor White already does so much work. Poor White. Get another program. I'm not made of money. Jesus. Only partially. Partially made of money. How's the German guy going? The one German Vauschite is staying strong over here. This is our foreign legion, supporting our canvassing efforts from afar. That's Hitler. There we go. I kept the Vauschite army. God. Sorry. Sorry, that was good. There's a person from Spain who joined today as well. I don't see a dot on Spain, but I trust you. Okay, wasn't that? Oh my god, 1 whole minute. Better drink my coffee. Okay, obviously we can't start until our coffee's done. Boy, that's good. Oh, I know. Sus and soda. How much cream and sugar do you like in your coffee? Probably more than most people who drink a lot of coffee, but not that much. Oh, and I'm gonna get it out of the way now before we do politics. I finally got a chance to fire my P227, the out-of-production model, the carry pistol that I have, the 45 ACP, and feels pretty good. It's a really nice pistol. It's my nicest and rarest pistol, and I hadn't fired it, but I fired it, and it's good. I like it a lot. Isn't the P227 the standard pistol in the N64 game 007 GoldenEye? If so, it's a different one. The 6 Hour line started in 2010, I think. Isn't 45 ACP a fairly strong caliber? More so than standard, but it's a regular pistol ammunition. Do you keep a loaded gun in the house? All of my guns are loaded and cocked at all times. I also have them hanging over the edges of, like, dressers and, like, shelves and stuff, so that if you ever, like, bump into them, they fall over. And I have string tied around the trigger that I have just kind of loosely dangling, so if it catches on anything, you know. Yeah, raid this, FBI. Speaking of protections against the FBI, you know who didn't load firearms and have them hanging off every possible surface so that even a slight disruption causes a cascade of gunshots? Live view of Mar-a-Lago after Trump said FBI raided his former home. Live! Which means that we're peering briefly into the hell universe that is Florida. Hello, everyone. That's right, Mar-a-Lago, the famous Donald Trump resort slash golf slash apparently now graveyard for his ex-wife. Whatever. Raided by the feds. Whole place is shut down, feds are in there, whole big thing, you know. Now, obviously, some random Street View ain't gonna catch them going through all the documents and, I don't know, trafficked children in there. But you can see all the angry magatards out here. These people, see? They heard that their favorite friend of Epstein is in trouble. Seriously, this is actually a really big deal. Typically, former presidents do not get hassled that much legally. There's kind of like an unspoken, like, okay, yeah, you're all war criminals. You're all pieces of shit. You all do a lot of bad stuff. You know, whatever. Okay, you were the most powerful man on earth. We're going to let you lie for a bit. I mean, they even pardoned Nixon. Yeah, after Nixon, you know, resigned. The Watergate controversy. I have the live feed from Fox News up right here, and I have it time-stamped right to the point where they learn.
Deputies total, and for the entire year.
You are watching live now from Fox as we continue to bring you live news, breaking news updates, all in the mix right here on Live Now. I'm your host, Mike Page. It is a new hour coming up, 8 o'clock on the East Coast, 5 o'clock on the West Coast, and we are tracking the big story of the evening right now. If you thought that you had to wait till November for some of political action, well, we have some breaking news here for you coming from Mar-a-Lago. President Trump's estate there in Florida. He has confirmed that the FBI has raided his Mar-a-Lago estate here. So here's what we know at this hour here. Obviously, a lot will change. It's a very fluid situation here, but we wanted to let you know this major breaking news that former President Trump said today that his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida is under siege by a large group of FBI
Dark
agents.
Brandon Rising.
He said in a statement, nothing like this has ever happened to
Corn
a
Pop's
president
not getting
of the
away a
United
second
States
time.
before. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate, Trump said.
That's right. As far as we can tell, this was actually an unannounced raid. They didn't even disclose it beforehand. Now, an unannounced raid on the property of a former president is actually a really big deal. That's actually a really big deal. That's actually huge, you know? If this was some, like, you know, by the books, you know, we have to check your place, sir, you know, whatever. But the FBI does not generally like being thought of as a partisan organization. The FBI's reliability as an agency is, in part, a product of their perception of, you know, a lack of political bias, which, of course, is a lie. They obviously have biases. The fact that they're doing this raid suggests that they're concerned that somebody at Mar-a-Lago, some party, would have attempted to hide or destroy evidence if they had announced it. That there are documents or files that any of the Trump people, Secret Service, whatever, at Mar-a-Lago would have tried to cover up if they had been given forewarning. The fact that they're doing this raid unannounced is insane. Actually insane. Like, genuinely a huge deal. Now, of course, Trump was the one who announced that this was happening, which lends credibility to the idea that it was unannounced, because that, I mean, you know, nobody else would have known, I guess. Like, when it happens, you know, he would have tweeted it right away, or truthed it, you know, whatever. But at the same time, you know, it's possible that this was arranged beforehand and Trump either lied or wasn't in the know. I'm not entirely sure. My guess, though, is that this is authentically an unannounced raid.
It is prosecutorial misconduct, the weaponization of the justice system, an attack by radical
link me Trump on Truth Social, please.
Don't want to for me to run for president in 2024, especially based on recent polls and who will.
Okay, here we go. The FBI notified the Secret Service that a warrant would be executed, and Secret Service facilitated access to the Florida Trump property as fellow federal agents, but did not take part in investigation or search. That is interesting. This is really interesting. White House say they don't know. I'm so curious to see how this is going to go, man.
Likewise, do anything to stop Republicans and conservatives
Give me the Truth Social.
in the upcoming midterm elections. He also said such an assault could only take place in broken third world countries. Sadly, America has now become one of those countries corrupt at every level that has not been seen before, he said, also alleging that the FBI agents broke into his safe as well. Trump was not on the property.
Holy shit.
When the
What? Damn, wait, real? They're not... Okay. Hell yeah. Dark Brandon says, fuck your safe.
was carried out, the FBI did not immediately return a request for
I need
comment
screenshots of the
from
Truth
Fox
Social because
News
you need an
Digital.
account to
The
see
White
them. I don't
House
have an
right
account.
now is speaking on this as well. They just released a statement saying that they did not know ahead of time of this planned raid by the FBI.
Ooh.
The Justice Department has been investigating the discovery of boxes of records containing classified information that were taken to Mar-a-Lago after Trump's presidency had concluded. It was not clear whether the FBI search was connected to that probe. Federal law bars the removal of classified documents to unauthorized locations, though it is possible that Trump could try to argue that as president, he was the ultimate declassification authority. A separate...
Here we go. Sorry, that took me way too long to find. Statement from Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of America. These are dark times. I don't want to do the... I'm not good at the Trump voice. It just ruins it. These are dark times for our nation as my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. Nothing like this has ever happened to a president of the United States before. And by the way, do it. Nothing like this has ever happened to a president of the United States before. By the way, only time he's ever been correct when he says that. Normally when he says this is unprecedented, he's lying. This time, that's actually true. This has not happened before. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate. It is prosecutorial misconduct, the weaponization of the justice system, and an attack by radical left Democrats who desperately don't want me to run for president in 2024. Holy fuck, this run-on sentence. Especially based on recent polls, and who will likewise do anything to stop Republicans and conservatives in the upcoming midterm elections. Sadly, it's a broken third world countries. America's now a broken third world country, blah, 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 blah. The political persecution of Donald J. Trump has been going on for years with a fully debunked Russia scam, impeachment hoax #1, impeachment hoax #2, and so much more just never ends. Political target at the highest level. Hillary Clinton was allowed to delete and acid wash 33,000 emails after subpoenas by Congress. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. You know how this goes. Incredible stuff. Truly, truly phenomenal. Yeah. Very wacky. Acid wash. Like jeans, you know? Real security cam footage of raid? Ah, yes, of course. In the, Mar-a-Lago home. That's Trump. Very good. Dark Brandon Rising. Conservatives are losing their mind over this. Obviously. I mean, of course. Seems kind of like, yeah. Very mad. First of all, they don't like the FBI very much. They never have, even though Trump appointed the current FBI director. They have just never liked the FBI that much, mostly because the FBI is an institution that investigates federal crimes, and federal crimes are the main thing the GOP wants to do. You know, kind of like how kids will scream that they hate their mom when they want cookies, and the cookie jar is being guarded by mom. You know, like it's kind of a natural reaction. I don't know what else people would expect. Very funny stuff. What is this? True. What a great time for the Dark Brandon thing to like the Dark Brandon thing kicked off like in the mainstream yesterday, and now today this happens, you know? We need an update to this. Like climate change stopped, you know, IRS fully funded. Like we need, you know, we need an update on this. Oh my god, you people sure are posting links. Don't post a link without saying what the link contains, okay? Paul Manafort confirmed collusion. Paul Manafort admits sharing info with the Russians during 2016 Trump campaign. Is this new? Didn't we already know this? I thought we already knew this. Or am I thinking of a different... we not? Mueller confirmed it. He just know. Okay. So he's admitting stuff we already know. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Biden literally posted a speech with him wearing 6 shades right as this happened. Hey, he looks good in the Knight Rider shades. He does. Where am I? Wait, hold on. All right. Biden Legion. There we go. We're ready now. Now that I've found my my aviators, we have to make frequent use of them as a prop in the streams. He does look good in the shades, man. Like he really ups his perceived cognition level by quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get a lot more info on this raid as time goes on. We figure out what the hell went on, but this is a very big deal. I cannot stress that to you guys enough. It is insane how big of a deal this is. Can you even see in those glasses? They are prescription. So yes, same same value as my regular glasses. Folks are mad. I mean, all over conservative media, you can check anything and everything, you know, Twitter, whatever
Caitlin,
else.
obviously very sick.
They are screaming, absolutely screaming. There were also these posts from the Donald website. It used to be the Donald subreddit, but then it got banned for being too full of Nazis, and it only got more Nazi as it moved into its own thing. Cherry picking a little bit, but there are folks like this, you know. Here's the top comment on the Donald reaction to the Mar-a-Lago raid. Lock and load. Are we not in a cold civil war at this point? Several points go. They cry out in pain as they strike you. This is a Nazi meme, by the way. There's an old Polish anti-Semitic saying, the Jew cries out in pain as it strikes you. That's what in a lot of Nazi circles, you can see this phrasing repeated many times. They will cry out in authentic pain soon, so on and so on. I apologize for my Polish ancestors. You guys know the deal.
Significant headline that you are breaking. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, this is incredibly significant. And of course, we should note that when the former president confirmed that, yes, this raid did happen on his Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, he did not specify why exactly this raid.
You can tell, by the way, that she's trying not to smile. Here, wait. Can you guys see that too? I'm not making that up, right? On the right here? Like,
and the former president confirmed that, yes, this raid
she's
did
totally
happen
trying not to
on
smile
his Mar-a-Lago
here.
resort in Palm Beach. He did not specify why exactly this raid happened. So we are still trying to confirm that. Of course, I know you mentioned the missing documents from the National Archives and the concerns about that. So that remains to be seen. I will note that in this statement where the former president confirmed to me that, yes, FBI agents did conduct a raid at Mar-a-Lago today, he said it was a large number of a large group of FBI agents. He says that he believes this is a politically motivated event that happened, this search of Mar-a-Lago. Of course, we're waiting to hear from authorities why they conducted this search, how they got this search warrant, and of course, what the reason is behind it. I will note, he does give one detail in here that is notable. He says, quote, Aaron, I'm going to read this now. Such an assault could only take place in broken third world countries. Sadly, America has now become one of those countries. He says, quote, they even broke into my safe. Now, Aaron, he does not say what they were looking for.
So the irony here is that political elites being held to the same legal standards as the regular common citizens is actually the opposite of a third world country mentality. It is actually in underdeveloped and undemocratic countries that people with political power never, ever, 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 ever are investigated or have state power used against them. And in democracies, where they are and where they do. The Republicans are trying to frame this as a political attack. Obviously, they do this every time any of them gets caught doing something bad, right? Like, you're only going after me, you know, like Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz pulled this, you know. You're not going after me because you really care about child sex trafficking. You just want to own the conservatives or something, right? You know, it's like, well, you can't have beliefs. This is just a power grab. In reality, I mean, all this is politics. You can't really separate the two. But the Trump administration, and Trump specifically, have done so many transparently bad things that we know about. In all likelihood, they've done a bunch more we don't know about because he was the president with massively powerful connections. He can probably get away with a lot of stuff without people noticing, right? He is a particularly incompetent, architect of crime, though. He's pretty loud. Yeah, the idea that he would have something, on in his closet that would warrant this kind of investigation, it's pretty obvious. Pretty straightforward stuff. Not exactly a shocker. Not crazy. Not political bias. Being investigated as a former president, it's a testament to the strength of our democratic virtues in the United States of America. You know? That's a good thing. I wish this happened more often. Former leaders, getting fucking raided by the FBI. Absolutely. In and out. Break open their safes. Smash his golf club. I don't give a shit. Do you think this could be Jan 6 related? That's the most likely. Yeah, that's the most likely. Though it would sort of beg the question as to what new information or evidence they're looking for after having gone this far with the investigation, right? All I've wanted is the DOJ to bring the fucking hammer down. I don't think it's the Alex Jones text. That would be very exceptional to me. If the incompetence of Alex Jones' lawyer ended up bringing down Donald Trump, that guy would get fucking assassinated. Wow, that guy, holy shit, I would move to a different country and get a new name if I was that guy. If that ends up happening, oh my god. Wow. I don't think it's Alex Jones related. It's not enough time has passed, you know? Anything they're looking for there would be 2 years old based on those texts. So they run in there now, but they only got them a couple days ago. I don't know. The FBI wants to avoid the appearance of partiality for the most part. So this is a risk on their part. I am surprised the feds were willing to go ahead with this, you know? Again, it is a big deal. An unannounced raid on Mar-a-Lago. When I heard about the raid, I assumed it was like, okay, they let them know like days ago and they were just going through now and they only announced it now because, you know, whatever. But no. Pretty crazy stuff. I think the introduction of the Alex Jones evidence allowed them to be so... I mean, we'll see, right? I mean, it's possible nothing comes of this. They're trying to find evidence. They're not going in there for arrests. Chance of CP on Trump's computer is high or very high. Chances? 0, okay? When people like Trump want to see naked children, they just do it in real life, okay? That's why that's why he was friends with Epstein, you know? You really think that a billionaire Epstein friend would partake in child pornography on a computer like some kind of pedestrian? No. They take pride in the islands that they buy to get away with their fucking adrenochrome child rape shit. So no, probably none of that. Sure, there's plenty of bad stuff in there, though. I hate it here. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Chance he is trans porn, 100%. Anyway, oh god, people are losing. I wish there was like a cope filter on Twitter where you could like click on it and it would like click filter conservatives malding. Oh, here you go. Here's every single conservative right now losing their mind. Yeah, perfect, you know. DeSantis comments. Doot. The raiding of Mar-a-Lago is another escalation in the weaponization of federal agencies against the regime's political opponents. Okay, see what I said right there? They're going to frame it like it's a political attack, even though they have no evidence that that's the case. While people like Hunter Biden get treated with... Hunter Biden is a regular private citizen. He does not hold... The way conservatives talk about Hunter Biden, you would think he was like the Secretary of State or something. Like, they compare Hunter Biden to like Ivanka Trump. But Ivanka Trump worked within the administration. But Joe Biden doesn't know what Hunter Biden is doing at any point in time. Joe Biden is the president... And Hunter Biden is somewhere else watching strippers snort cocaine off of his erect penis. He's doing his own thing. He's not a public official. He's just a regular guy. He's just a guy. Now the regime is getting another 87,000 IRS agents to wield against its adversaries, Banana Republic. So the actual message here, and this is consistent, okay, is that the ability for the government to investigate federal crimes and tax wealthy people is a specific attack against us. That's the actual statement being made here. Giving the government the ability to investigate crimes and tax the wealthy is an attack on the Republican Party. Which it is! Yeah! You know what? It is all politically biased. It's not our fault that Republicans are... That's the political party of crime and tax fraud. You know, that's not my fault, you know? Technically, anti-rape laws are very politically biased against rapists, you know? If you think about it. Can you imagine trying to pull that argument out? Like, well, That's my political belief. You're biased against my political belief. Yeah. Yeah, yes. Very. Unashamedly. It's like the TOS thing, right? Like Twitter tried to introduce that bot that would auto ban Nazis, and it kept like flagging Republican officials for ban. Yeah. Fucking love coffee. What was that thing somebody linked? Ah, fuck, I missed it. The one with the Fox News cope. Relink that. Who linked that? Link that. I thought I clicked it, but it didn't show up here, so I must have missed the middle click. The Mouse 3. The one with the cope. Yeah, here we go. Dan Bongingo. Bongino. Bongino. There we go. Let's go.
On Saturday Night Stand. Let's go to Dan Bongino, the host of Unfiltered on Saturday Night Stand. Dan, your quick emotional reaction. I think everyone's a little emotional.
Does this not just look like a skinnier... The guy from Law and Order SVU? Who am I thinking of? Doesn't he look Ice-T? Doesn't he look like skinny Ice-T a little bit? He does though, right? He totally does. I mean, he looks deranged, but I think not at all. Nah, bullshit. Bullshit. I think there's a strong similarity there. I can see why you think that, yes. Okay, somebody understands me.
Here about this raid.
He does look like a Breaking Bad character. That is also true. Ice-T when he melts.
This is some third world bullshit right here.
Whoa.
Let me say it again. Third world bullshit.
Whoa, mister.
I mean every word of that.
What?
I don't care that it's cable news. I was a federal agent. I raised my right hand. And I swore to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. And I love this country. This is a freaking disgrace. A disgrace. We don't live in Cuba. We don't live under Kim Jong-un.
Wait. Wait, I'm sorry. This is the first time I learned that conservatives have an issue with unannounced police, like, visiting a private residence. This is the first time I'm hearing of it, you know? I tweeted this, and I'll repeat it because it's a banger, but, like, if you're conservative and you're mad, just imagine Mar-a-Lago is, like, an $800 a month apartment with a black woman in it who hasn't done anything wrong, and the feds are 12 SWAT team agents with riot gear. And there you go. Unannounced raid. You good. All good.
We live in a constitutional republic, a representative democracy. You have a bunch of FBI agents raiding the home of a former president because they don't like his politics?
When was that said? By the way, this is why I say that the DOJ should just do mass arrests of every Republican associated with January 6th, because they're going to pull this, like, we're being victimized, this is fascism bullshit, no matter what. Any investigation of them. Like Trump could rape a child on Main Street, and the police arresting who would be accused of political favoritism for the Democrats by the mainstream Republican media. They don't care. Like, you can't, oh no, they'll call us authoritarians. Like, what do you think they do already? They were calling Obama the Antichrist and saying that FEMA camps after, like, Katrina or whatever. No, after, what was the one under Obama? The big hurricane, the one the FEMA camps got deployed to. Was it Sandy? Was it Sandy? Yeah, they were saying that was, like, the New World Order. Like, they'll do this every time, you know? You should never, ever, ever refrain from doing what is necessary to protect the Republic, because the GOP will cry about it. Because they're going to cry about anything.
Are you kidding me? You've spent this whole show, Jesse, and I've spent my entire time either on Fox or on my podcast exposing the left for claiming Russia interfered in an election as Hillary Clinton paid off a bunch of foreign agents, her team, literally to fabricate a story that occupied the nation for 4 years. What's she doing right now? Getting a manicure in freaking Chappaqua. She's not doing squat.
Wait, what did they say she did? What? The Russian collusion? What? I don't know. I don't even know. You see, again, it's like a cult. It's a whole different language. You need to be aware of, like, this is why Fox News boomers, like the old people who only watch Fox News, like, you can't even talk to them. They speak an entirely different language. There's, like, a whole separate, you know, like, a set of things they know about that aren't true, but you don't know so it's very difficult to properly respond.
Nothing. Hunter Biden is having sex on tape while doing crack. And what?
Okay, like literally, like, okay, he's a random citizen. First of all, he could be president, and him releasing videotapes of him fucking hookers while doing crack would still be based. Him not being a public official is tangential to this, but not only is what he's doing here completely based in red pilled, but don't you love how Republicans keep trying to make Hunter look bad, and all they keep doing is like making him look awesome? Like, here we have more video footage of him fucking smoking hot models, doing drugs, and having a big dick, and it's, oh shit, dude, oh god, wow, that's crazy or whatever. Okay.
What is he doing? He's living in a Malibu mansion. And yet the president, the former president, who, whether you agree with him or not on his claims about the election, whether you agree or not, we still live in a country where you are allowed to challenge an election. There's even a process, the ECA, the Electoral Count Act. You may not like it, but it's a process.
What does there being a process for challenging an electoral result have to do with the right to investigate political leaders? Wait, what is the relationship between those things? What is, yeah. Oh, so we also have a process for finding out if people have committed federal crimes, and it involves investigation from federal agents. That's also how that works.
How do I know it's a process? Because some people are trying to reform it. You may not like it, but now you send the FBI. Let me tell you something.
It's also bullshit. The process he tried was lie for 6 months leading up to the election and several months after about every element of the election, lose every court case, and then try an actual physical coup. That was his process, If only he had kept it to the legal, we think there are some problems with the results in this district. Yeah, that was definitely his main effort at getting things changed.
I have paid due deference to the FBI for a long time, and a lot of listeners didn't like it because I work with some very good people over there who've since retired. The management of the FBI has now shredded any single sliver of credibility this agency had left. Nobody will take them seriously from this point on. It is over. You've heard the examples: Stone, Manafort.
So again, the FBI does want to avoid being accused of partiality because the FBI, well, they're essentially like a hyped up internal police department, right? Accusations of political bias reduce their effectiveness in a variety of ways. The fact that they would risk this by raiding Mar-a-Lago and risk it further by antagonizing Trump by making an unannounced raid is insane to me. I just want to repeat this one more time, okay? That they would do a raid, plausible. That they would do an unannounced raid, fully fucking ridiculous. I cannot believe they went forward with it. So based. Yeah, I'm really hoping the reason they did this is because they expect something big, If they do all of this and get nothing for it, if this doesn't indicate the happening, that would be deeply unfortunate. I hope they find something. I hope they find something good.
Owen, over and over. Are they good guys? Are they bad guys? I don't know. I don't care. I don't know them. All I'm telling you is you cannot tell me we still live in a constitutional republic and not the freaking third world when you have Hillary Clinton paying foreign agents to interfere with an election.
Is that what happened? Was that the thing that happened? The first impeachment was literally over the withholding of presidential funds. No, I'm not getting into it. It's another universe. It's another reality. There's no point. We might as well be watching like an anime right here or something, or like Evangelion. And I'm thinking, and the guy on screen is like, okay, so here's a technical specification of an Evangelion unit, and because this part is wrong, your idea is stupid. And I'm not gonna. It's all made up.
People lying under oath repeatedly. Hunter Biden doing crack on tape. And what happens? Where are the federal agents? They're not in Malibu. What? They're not in Chappaqua.
Why? Why would the FBI go after? I have no idea. I don't know. Is it jealous? It's jealousy, right? It has to be jealousy with the Hunter Biden thing, you know? It has to be jealousy.
Mar-a-Lago. This is some third world garbage that happened tonight. And I'm telling you, the FBI management, here's a solution. Last thing. We have now got to win in 2022. You have no choice now, folks. Oh, we don't like the swampy Republicans. I don't like them either. Republicans may not be the solution to your problems, but Democrats are certainly the cause of all your problems right now. If there was ever a clarion call to remove your ass from the seat and go vote in 2022, this is it.
My guy, the FBI director, was appointed by Trump. This director was appointed by him. Okay. Well. He was angry. All right. What's the rhetorical line, folks? Obviously, Dark Brandon Rising, antagonize Republicans as much as you can because it's incredibly funny. Ask them why they now suddenly have an issue with no-knock warrants. You know, have fun with that. Also, if they say, you know, this is political bias, ask them how. How is it political bias? They're doing an investigation. What's wrong with that? Law and order, baby. This is a great time to push the law and order card, by the way, because this is the only time it actually matters. I really don't give a fuck about law and order when we're, like, third striking some black homeless guy who stole a Twix bar from a 7-Eleven. You know, this guy needs to go to jail. You know, fucking wannabe Judge Dredd bullshit. I do care about law and order when it comes to trying to overturn democracy, actually. When it comes to that, I actually care a little bit, you know? Oh, attempted fascist coup? Oh, that's bad. You know, I actually care a little bit about that not happening. So yeah, I will law and order your ass, you know? Explain to me why it's wrong for the federal police to investigate someone who has, this much shit packed into their closet. They'll, you know, argue the point or whatever. You know, the FBI got the most airtight of warrants to do this. Oh, I'm sure the warrant the FBI got to do, I'm sure that the behind-the-scenes legalese is just flawless. There's no way they would make a mistake. Like just trying to scribble out some half-assed, you know, partially valid warrant. You know, and no shot. MTG left as a mark. Yes. Defund the FBI. It is genuinely funny that right now the FBI is I've said this before. People laugh when I say it. It's true though. Like they laugh because they want to cry at how smart I am. The FBI is not fundamentally an anti-leftist or anti-fascist organization. It's just a status quo organization. That's it, you know. The FBI just does what it just takes the road that it perceives to be the one which prevents as much damage as possible to the Republic, you know? If they fear black leftist revolutionaries rising up and fixing problems in America, like not enough equality, then yeah, they'll fucking assassinate Black Panther leaders. Yeah, they don't care. Whatever. If they think that fascists and white supremacists are threatening the structural integrity of the Union, then you know what? Yeah, they're going to spend a decade attacking white supremacy and law enforcement and go after the Trump admin. Yeah. That doesn't make them good. They're not. It does, however, make them contextually good in this situation. This specific situation, very good. NTG Antifa arc. Ah, yes, the immortal ideology of whatever the fuck this is. They are such crybabies, dude. It's genuinely amazing how big of crybabies they are, you know? Like the fucking, like, all the shit they make fun of lefties for, like, all of the caterwauling and the performative, you know, whatever, all that bullshit, we do a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of what they do. What was that CPAC? Can somebody link that CPAC shit of the lady who was, like, on her knees, like, praying to the Jan 6 rioter who was a... Can somebody link that? Can I get that, please? The vice signaling, yeah. MTG, yeah, MTG, yeah, show. All white women are the same. Show, bring. I don't need to know it's MTG, I need the link, you know? You people are wasting your chatter horsepower right now. There we go.
And forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power.
Literally, like, on their knees, worshiping a member of a fascist coup attempt. Like in a fake it's just, there are so many layers to this, you know? It's like when they spent years making fun of AOC for her at the fence, like that one picture. You've all seen it because conservative media tried to convince you that she was doing something wrong. Let me see if I can't find that photo. If I just look up AOC fence, there was an error, try again later. Google, what do I pay you for? Wow, there's actually an error. Okay, well, CNN article will have to do. Where's that picture? How is Google failing me right now? There's an error? What? I've been getting those to refresh. Refresh. You think I should refresh? I didn't even contemplate that possibility. Oh, Google is down for everyone. Gotcha. Okay, well, you guys know what I'm talking about. You're familiar with the image that I'm referring to. Look, they do so much performative bullshit all the time, constantly. They can't help themselves. Very, very funny. Yeah. Google down. It's happening. The happening is happening. Look. We'll see where this goes. Okay? We'll see where this goes. Tonight's events help declare... Oh, yeah, Matt Walsh with the 10 trillion IQ take. The 87,000 IQ take, actually. Tonight's events help to clarify what exactly those 87,000 new IRS agents will be doing. Raiding Mar-a-Lago? Is that what they have the power to do? Is that... Okay. Neat. I'm all for a highly militarized IRS, by the way. Yes, the 87,000 black IRS agents of Biden, you know? You hear them marching outside. Whenever you commit any tax fraud, I mean accidentally, you fail to report one source of income to the IRS, all right? I'm talking lemonade stand, $5 bill bullshit. You fail to report that, you hear them coming outside. You hear the synchronized march. 87,000 warriors of Biden marching in lockstep. Goose step, even. It's the last thing you hear. The rumbling. Just, no spoilers. All right, get me out of here. We'll get more info on the Mar-a-Lago thing soon. Get me out. Vosh, you say you're a leftist, but won't even call it this bullshit ridiculous? Wait, which bullshit? What? What'd I do? Oh yeah, there are a lot of people watching. Hey! We've got more politics to talk about. That's all I have to say about Mar-a-Lago, though. There's no brakes on this train. First of all, if you're in YouTube chat and you're not subbed, you should probably do that. I love you. Second, hit the like button. Make the number go up. I get happy when the number goes up. It's like you get free entertainment, I get happy, you know. We have to talk about Russia next. Specifically, Russia wanting to end the world. Again, like and subscribe, etc., etc. Absolutely. Okay, clear this. Clear that. Why are these pictures of the Mar-a-Lago raid so Miami Vice? I mean, it is literally in Florida. It's just, it's the cop light. It feels like it's hitting pastel, you know? Like, does this not, like, I've seen cop cars during nighttime. I feel like it doesn't normally convey this hazy, drug-fueled Miami. You know, it's like if somebody strolled by in, like, loafers and an all-white suit right through here, would that not look right? Would that not fit? Would that not be appropriate? I think it would be. Yeah, the Hotline Miami synthwave music. Mexico's yellow, Florida's neon. Dude, I have to say, super quick, super quick, okay? The whole every scene of Mexico should be tinted yellow bullshit. Obviously, we all know it happens. We all know it's like kind of racist or whatever. I mean, it is racist. That shit makes me not want to go to Mexico, right? It makes Mexico look like shit, dude. Like, if you actually look at photos of Mexico, it's like really beautiful. And then in all of the wet, like fucking American movies and TV shows, it's like, oh yeah, the whole thing is like this just cactus-ridden desert, and the air is so dry you'll choke on it, and it's horrible and it sucks, you know? It really does like work to make the place look shittier. Yeah, that's legitimately my worst problem with Breaking Bad. You know? How is it racist? It's ugly and weird, but racist though? Because you're using color grading in a film to try to skew emotions in a scene, and the way you tie emotions to given areas can say a lot, especially if it's done consistently. If one film did it, it wouldn't be so much of a thing. It's more like if the entire film industry does it consistently, it's like, well, what are you trying to say about Mexico? You know, what are you trying to say? What? The particularly funny thing is that in Breaking Bad, the story takes place in New Mexico, which is the same climate as the parts of Mexico that it shows in Mexico. It's called New Mexico. They're right next to each other. It's like once you're over the border, it's not even like a climate thing. It's a border difference. They're both deserts. It's New Mexico. All right. Okay. Got to talk about other things now. It's kind of hard to see with how dark it is in here, and whew, I like those shades though. Glad I found them. Let's go. Oh, President, we know, and we'll be talking about it. How many layers of irony should we lean into here? As we all know, okay, Russia is the vanguard of anti-imperialist thought. I know this because Russia and America don't like each other. And as a strict orthodox reading of Marxist literature reveals, anything that is anti-America has to be good. Which is why I'm so disturbed to see mainstream Western news outlets misframing the situation as our comrades fighting for the Donbass region and their political sovereignty have liberated Europe's largest nuclear power plant. They're engaging in the well-known and totally legitimate tactic of setting up military fortifications at the nuclear power plant and firing from that location. Now, obviously, the likelihood of the likelihood of anything bad happening by using heavy ordnance and explosives around Europe's largest nuclear power plant, minimal threat here. But, you know, the Western media has gone hog wild with their fear and We'll get the first paragraph here then. An unstoppable wind of, quote, radioactive contamination. Does radioactive contamination even exist? I don't know if Marx wrote on this, or Lenin. Could spread over Europe if the West does not act to stop Russia's assault on the continent's largest nuclear power plant. Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, has warned. Last weekend's artillery barrages at Zaporizhia, please, in Russian-occupied territory in southern Ukraine have sparked international fears of a Chernobyl-style disaster. Ooh. Fighting around the facility, located on the banks of the Dnieper River, have intensified as Ukrainian forces battle to reclaim territories occupied by Russia in the south. Both Moscow and Kiev traded blame for shelling around the power plant, which was captured by Russian fighters in early March. Ukraine state-run, blah, 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 blah. Let's go to an actual article, thank you. Western media, etc., etc. You guys get the framing device. Oh, wait, sorry. This is the next thing that happened. Russia's now openly threatening to bomb a nuclear power plant. There will be either Russian land or scorched desert, a Russian general reportedly said after claiming to have mined the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Just anti-imperialist things. Don't worry about it, folks. Russia has threatened that it's prepared to blow up Europe's nuclear power plant. I'm just going to call it Zapor. Thank you. Nuclear power plant in Ukraine, and the latest indication that Russia's war in Ukraine could be headed towards a nuclear disaster. So, great. Is this anti-fascism? This is anti-imperialism, folks. The denazification of Ukraine can only succeed with the overwhelming power of the world's largest nuclear power plant blanketing all of Europe in irradiation. I will not pronounce it correctly, and I'm not going to try. So let's have a talk real quick. Let me get a map up on this, just so we can see where it is, and then we'll talk about what it would mean for this plant to explode. Okay? Map. Give me a map. Yeah, there can't be any Nazis if everyone on Earth dies, all right? Russia's just way ahead of you guys. Way ahead of you guys. Here we go. So this is, oh, this is from the 3rd of March. I want to see if I can't find a... Oh, I can just use Live UA Map, of course. LiveUAMap.com, my favorite website. Yeah, Putin is just a Posadist, of course. So let's see. Right here, we got this. We got a Live UA Map, and we have that right over the river. Right around here, no? Yes. Zaporizhzhia, yes! Right here. We found it, folks. Makes sense that it would be on the water, considering the enormous amount of heat dissipation, you know, that a nuclear power plant requires. So, Russia controls this area. It strategically would make sense for them to occupy this territory and fire into Ukrainian territory from here, given its location. Can't really be stormed from the other side on account of the river. Very anti-imperialistly, trading shots across a nuclear power plant. So let's talk real quick, okay? Shouldn't you change the stream title to Russia Threatens End of Life? If you want me to. I never change stream titles. Russia threatens to blanket Europe in radiation. That's not really an exaggeration at all. So I'm not exactly an expert on nuclear power plants. I know this is going to be shocking. So let me see if I can't simplify this. You know, hey, any physics nerds in chat, you people are going to be very mad. Very mad. Okay, are you ready for it? Now, here's how it works, okay? We are capable of mining and refining something known as spicy rock, all right? Now, spicy rock has a very unique property in that it generates an ungodly amount of energy when it's put in certain conditions, which allow the spicy levels to reflect in on itself. Different levels of spiciness allow for different kinds of energy production. For example, the spiciest rocks are used in nuclear bombs because they go so spicy, so quick, don't they? But nuclear power plants don't use those. See, a meltdown at a nuclear power plant, it doesn't produce an explosion, which is a common misconception. What it does do is it allows the spicy fuel rods that they use to get spicier than their containment cells are capable of holding. Essentially, they produce too much energy for their containment cells to not melt, and then they melt. And when they melt, they compromise the structural integrity of the nuclear power plant. And if the structural integrity of the nuclear power plant is compromised, you can have breaches. Now, that is very, very bad. Why is that bad? Well, spicy rocks emit something known as air death, which kills everyone around it very quickly, and sometimes not very quickly, which sometimes is actually worse than the quickly. To dispense with the jokes, if there is a meltdown or another kind of breach at a nuclear power plant, like, say, being struck with explosives from a distance, you know, hypothetically, You know, like, they can breach from a meltdown. They can also breach from munitions. What happens then is the spicy rocks are exposed, and the stuff that the spicy rocks have touched with air death are also exposed. This is what happened in Chernobyl. Basically, you have a meltdown which causes extremely irradiated material to distribute in the area. That's why the engineers at Chernobyl sacrificed their lives to shut down the reactor and prevent further meltdown bad air spice from emitting. Because the more irradiated material exposes itself and releases further, the more that shit gets blown around. See, radiation itself isn't really the risk. The risk is that little motes of dust and sand and dirt and debris get irradiated. They essentially become infused with death air, and then the wind kicks them up. You can actually see, hold on, Chernobyl radiation fallout map. You can see what this does. In worst case scenarios, a major plant meltdown is capable of distributing nuclear material across very large areas. Like this. This was after the shutdown. After averting a full meltdown. See, the actual spicy rocks never leave the ground zero spot, but dust and what have you get irradiated, and the wind kicks them everywhere. Now, Chernobyl is notable in that it's not as big as this one. The Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant is larger and full of spice. Now, there is some good news. The good news here is that modern nuclear power plants are insanely fortified. I really cannot overstate how fortified these things are. Like, these things are fortified to withstand direct missile strikes and bombing runs. They are, like, you can't just fire a gun and blow one up. You can't fire a tank and just blow one up. You can't, you need real shit. I mean, you need, like, bunker buster bombs. You need... Yeah, you could crash a plane into them. You could 9/11 them. I mean, they're meant to be sturdy. But is that a risk you really want to take? International military standards generally discourage people from turning nuclear power plants into live combat zones. In spite of this, not only did Russia, conquer the Chernobyl area and fight there, they're also occupying and firing from the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, in addition to threatening to blow it up. If they blew up this power plant, this would not be a Ukraine problem. This would be tantamount to a nuclear attack on the rest of Europe. If this happened, if a deliberate destruction of this nuclear power plant was done, hundreds of millions of people would be affected. Many, many people, not just in Ukraine, would die. And I'm pretty sure the West would interpret this as a nuclear attack. I'm pretty sure NATO would just respond by annihilating Russia. Legitimately. That's not a joke. Literally. This cloud of radiation would be nothing compared to the potential fallout from that plant being destroyed. I mean, there are a million factors that could affect this, but this would effectively be a deliberate nuclear attack. It would provoke NATO intervention. So that's cool. Now, obviously, all of this is fully necessary in Russia's pursuit to defend itself against NATO's imperialist efforts to politely ask neighboring countries if they would like to be a part of NATO. There was really no other way. Anti-imperialism through preventative nuclear hellfire is the only kind of anti-imperialism capable of standing up to a Western intervention. It's really bad, guys. Do you think this is just an empty dick-waving threat, or do you think they'd really do it? I think that they're not going to do it. I think that the Russian military, and their brass especially, have basically no limits on what they can do or say. That's why they get called orcs, right? Like, their soldiers rape whoever they want, they plunder whatever they want, they do or say whatever they want. Thankfully, doing whatever they want very rarely overlaps with effective military tactics, you know? So their free spirit towards military, rule following often leads to them getting fucking murked by HIMARS and Bayraktars and Javelins and etc., etc. We've all seen the war footage. We all know that Russia is getting their shit kicked in 10 times as hard as anyone predicted before the war began. But if they actually do it, guys, that would be pretty bad. I don't think there's going to be an accidental breach of this power plant, because I don't think either side is using munitions capable of accidentally breaching that power plant. Even if military, artillery or missiles hit it or whatever, I don't think that's enough to breach its shielding. It is so well armored. So that's good. They would have to do it, deliberately. Remember that in the Chernobyl exclusion zone, the reason we saw upticks in the radiation levels there was because those idiot Russian soldiers were being sent to their deaths in the irradiated area. The kick up to the radiation was being produced not by new leaks, but rather by the irradiated dust being dug up by the soldiers ordered to go there, which is really depressing, really, really bad. It's possible that firing, it's possible that incidental damage could cause, a problem with the foundation of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. That is possible. But I would lean towards optimism on this one. Accidental disruptions, I do not think are going to cause the plant to go, to have a leak. I think it would have to be deliberate. I will admit, though, that storing large amounts of highly explosive ammunition inside the Zaporizhzhia power plant would exacerbate the likelihood of accidental conflict destroying the reactor. There are limits to the invulnerability of this thing. Russian forces are seeking to stash ammunition and military equipment in Europe's largest nuclear power plant because they fear their inventory will be targeted and destroyed by Russian forces. It's incredible. This is actually the only thing more morally bad than deliberately storing your munitions in, like, orphanages or whatever. It's incredible. Like, how do they do it, man? How do they top those numbers? What is worse than storing your munitions around orphans? What if we stored it in a nuclear power plant so any accident could end the world? Whoa, that's a good idea, Vlad, Sergey. That's a good one. Yeah, given the fact that the plant was built by the Soviet Union, maybe I shouldn't be talking up their shielding that well. This wasn't built that long after the Chernobyl plant. Modern nuclear power plants are incredibly well armored. Maybe I shouldn't talk this one up too much. Russian military forces are demanding the administration of the nuclear power plant open engine rooms at the first, second, and third power units so they can store their military arsenal here. Russian occupiers are violating all the standards and requirements concerning nuclear and radiation security at the nuclear power plant. They're planning to store armaments and explosives right inside the engine rooms of the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. Is this a threat or incompetence? Unfortunately, there's no real difference between the two when it comes to Russia. This is from 7 hours ago. Using it as an army base. Petro Kotin told the BBC the threat to the plant was great, that it so far remains safe. Over the weekend, Ukraine accused Russian forces of attacking the Soviet-era site, saying 2 workers were taken to the hospital with shrapnel injuries and that 3 radiation sensors had been damaged. Okay, really quickly, does anybody know what the payload is inside of this? Like, how many? What's the term for it? What's the nuclear yield? How much material is it? 300,000 gigajoules. There's a video on this.
In the early morning hours of March 4th, 2022...
Do you mind watching a video? They have more subs than me, so I don't feel bad.
Russian forces invading Ukraine initiated what is now...
This was right at the beginning of the invasion.
...considered the world's first military attack on a nuclear power plant. During the fighting, a shell hit the plant's first production unit, which was under maintenance at the time. A fire broke out. By Friday morning, the fighting at Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, Europe's largest, had stopped. Fires were apparently under control, there were no radiation leaks, and no fatalities. The event, however, created a flurry of news stories and social media posts that were laden with fear that surpassed even the concerns over an occupied Chernobyl, which fell to Russian forces only a few days before.
Haven't we seen this?
One viral tweet from Dmytro Kuleba, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, claimed that this could have quickly led to a disaster 10 times worse than Chernobyl. But could it? Are Ukraine's nuclear power plants, and nuclear power plants in general, just one errant bullet or missile away from a corium-dripping catastrophe?
Let's find out.
How dangerous is a nuclear power plant under siege?
Okay. Oh, it's fine.
This video is purely for educational purposes. There is no political point to make in its content, nor are there any insights on the ongoing conflict. I am not a nuclear expert. My only goal is to educate you on the designs and safeguards in nuclear power plants, as this will inform your acceptance of nuclear power generally, which I believe we need. I also see a great need to put accurate information about nuclear power into the information ecosystem. From personal conversations with experts and evolving, the accuracy of this video could change at any moment. And is, without question, a bad idea. Attacking any complex multi-billion-dollar facility that a country relies on is a bad idea.
That's true.
But it seems that the public believes nuclear power plants are inherently different, more dangerous, that they are some fuse just waiting to be lit, a vat of gasoline awaiting a match. They are not. The first thing to understand about nuclear power plants is that they are extremely resilient. Not because nuclear power is always dangerous, but because to safely make power from nuclear reactions in the first place, you need a shocking amount of concrete and steel. This is how any nuclear reactor works. Fuel rods are placed in a particular orientation such that the radioactivity...
These are the spicy rocks we discussed earlier, chat. Oh, if you ever wondered, by the way, what those gigantic, like, towers are that are classic to the nuclear power plant thing, it's just steam. Interestingly, not only is it steam, this is like totally safe. Like, if you could be up there, it would be like a warm steam bath. I mean, it'd probably be way too hot for you. But like, that's it. Yeah, they're just cooling towers. They just release steam and cool stuff. And yeah. You could steam lobsters up there. It would be as safe as any water from your tap. Probably? Maybe. Don't try.
The end goal of all this nuclear geometry is to use the heat generated by the nuclear reactions to turn water into steam, and use that steam to turn turbines for electricity. Simple in theory, difficult to execute in practice, and it's this difficulty that in turn makes nuclear power plants extraordinarily resilient and difficult to turn into disasters. It is the nature of high-energy particles to pass through stuff. They are small, moving incredibly fast, and can sometimes ignore fields and forces. The degree to which a particle passes through stuff depends on what kind of particle it is. Alpha radiation, a charged helium nucleus, is relatively big and interacts with...
This might be a bit beyond what we're... No, we'll watch the whole thing. I'm just trying to see on the plant specifically, but okay. I want him to talk about this specific plant.
Electric fields. It's the most easily stopped. Beta radiation, or high-speed electrons and/or positrons, still interact electrically, but are much smaller, and so they pass further. Gamma radiation is high-energy photons moving at the speed of light, and it can pass through even a large amount of lead. Finally, neutron radiation, fast-moving and electrically neutral, passes through just about everything except for a lot of concrete. Seeing as the goal of every nuclear reactor is to generate a lot of neutrons to kick off and sustain nuclear reactions for heat, you'd expect these devices to have a lot of concrete shielding, and they do, an astonishing amount. A modern nuclear reactor isn't a creaky old powder keg always on the edge of combustion. No, it's...
Yeah, see, this is more of a technical thing. I want to know about the actual threat to... Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop complaining. I want to get through it.
A monolith of lead-infused concrete, rebar, and steel. Multiple levels of shielding and protection, hundreds of feet tall, many feet thick, reinforced everything, redundant everywhere. This is what a practically indestructible thing really looks like. Reactors, again by their very nature, are designed to withstand tornadoes, missiles, and plane crashes at nearly supersonic speeds. Even the casks we store and transport nuclear waste in are engineered like this. You can crash a runaway train into one, and literally nothing happens. It is not an exaggeration to say that attacking a nuclear reactor with anything less than directed, substantial, and specialized ordnance will not significantly damage a nuclear reactor. And even if it did, reactors today can shut themselves down even if they feel the vibrations from a nearby explosion before they even endure one. And at ZNPP, efficient shutdowns of reactors happened. According to Rafael Mariano Grossi, Director General...
Okay, one thing that I'm curious... First of all, this is a Soviet-era nuclear power plant. Does it have those protections? The second thing that I'm interested in, even if it shuts itself down, there's still irradiated material in the plant that might be split open, right? If everything spills, you know, even if they shut down... They upgraded it? Okay, so they upgraded it with that. All right, okay. That's nice. But even if it shuts down, like, there's still irradiated material that can be spilled out.
Of the International Atomic Energy Agency, before the attack, the plant's first reactor was already shut down for maintenance. The second and third reactors were shut down immediately during Russian assault, and the reactors 4 through 6 remained in low power mode. The integrity of the reactors
You're not using a radiator properly? I don't care.
The reactors, quote, are being protected by robust containment structures, U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm said in a statement. This is all entirely unsurprising once you actually understand how these facilities are designed and how they operate. It is very unlikely that any unintentional and underpowered military attack would break a nuclear reactor.
Unless...
If it did, even then, the reactor stops and cools down. But here is the actual worry. The ZNPP facility has 6 reactors and a total capacity of 5.7 gigawatts, enough to power more than 4 million homes. If all those reactors had to shut down for absolute safety, that's a lot of uranium that still has to cool all the way down. There is a sequence of events here where by accident or by design, Russian invasion forces damage, disable, or otherwise destroy infrastructure that is used to cool down fuel, the backup diesel generators on site, for example. However, as someone like Lake Barrett, a former US NRC official who worked on the cleanup of the 3 Mile Island plant, points out, quote, multiple backup cooling systems are available, and operators have been trained to be able to withstand plausible situations that could occur under any abnormal situation. If there is no significant military damage to their multiple redundant safety systems, the
Okay, but well, that's obviously what we're concerned about, because Russia's apparently, like, loading explosives inside the engine room of the power plant. So we are talking about a pretty extensive breach of protocol when it comes to this particular situation. No, I know, because the goal of this video is to get people to be less afraid of nuclear power. And to be fair, nuclear power is really, really safe. Maybe just not when you're being invaded by Russia. If orcs are attacking, maybe that is less safe.
Reactor should remain in a safe, stable state. Again, this is all unsurprising and even reassuring when you know how a nuclear power plant actually works. If the worst did happen, if a series of events led to a damaged reactor core and a loss of cooling, reactor cores would heat up to the point of melting. A meltdown is just this: nuclear material heating itself up until its material structure changes phase. But unlike what followed the meltdown of Chernobyl's reactor unit 4, the 6 reactors at Zaporizhzhia are pressurized water reactors that have containment structures that Chernobyl did not have, designed to stop the release of radiation into the environment. And also unlike the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, which melted down from a loss of cooling capabilities, Europe's largest nuclear reactors have separated water and steam circuits, making the loss of cooling water less likely, and they have emergency core cooling systems and multiple injection systems to prevent meltdown. And even then, in the worst case of worst cases, if all of these things fail, a meltdown would likely still be entirely contained by a containment structure literally hundreds of feet tall and many feet thick. Thankfully, there have been no fatalities at Zaporizhzhia. The fires from the fighting were contained almost immediately. There was no damage to any reactors, and though the plant itself is under Russian occupation, Ukrainian staff are still running the operations. The same situation as Chernobyl under siege. Despite what goes viral, it is physically impossible for ZNPP to become, quote, 10 times Chernobyl, based on the design of the plant itself and the details that we know right now. I am phrasing this all so strongly because I know a situation like the siege of ZNPP is going to stick in your mind. I know it will be used by the opponents of nuclear.
I don't know if I agree with this. He is coming in here with a political bias, and it's promoting the safety of nuclear power plants. The issue is a deliberate attempt to blow up a nuclear power plant because like a Russian general would. You are too? Yeah, but keep in mind, this is not something you can design around. Just keep that in mind. I'm not doubting this guy's knowledge. It's just all of this is contextual on, like, so it's really a matter of, like, what changes have been made, and putting bombs in the plant is a noteworthy change, right? Yeah. Well, the framing here, so I like this guy, I like what he's saying here. Nuclear power plants are very safe. It's just, they literally designed around this, though. You cannot design around a planned demolition effort from a military. There is literally nothing on Earth capable of preventing the destruction of a plant given sufficient explosives and time. It's not possible. Yes, there is. No, there isn't. Then what was the point of the video? Oh God, do we have to, oh no. Do we have to get mad at chat? Hopefully we can prevent getting mad at chat. So, you can make plants safe with regards to reasonable threats to the stability and the integrity of a nuclear power plant. However, if you can build something, you can take it apart. So the threat to blow up the plant is an actionable one. A military, even a small one, given enough time, is capable of causing a critical breach at any nuclear power plant. There is no way around that. If you guys think that there's a way to build a structure to make it literally impervious to destruction, why don't we build, like, castles in the modern era? Why isn't the Pentagon or the White House built like that? Like, that's not a real thing. There is no material, concrete, steel, that cannot be destroyed with explosives. You can't plan around that. You can plan around reasonable threats of adjacent conflict during wartime, which I did say had a very low likelihood of producing any kind of meltdown situation. An active effort to destroy the plant, however, you simply cannot prevent that from happening. Make it out of vibranium, true. To be fair, the vid was released in March. That doesn't matter. That's not relevant. Isn't what he's saying about incidental damage to the reactor from combat in the area? Yes, not a deliberate attempt to destroy it. Because you can't plan around that. Yes, you can, bud. Hello, Venus420. I disagree. Is there really a movement to demonize nuclear power? Oh yeah, big one, big one. Huge one. And I disagree with it. I'm pro-nuclear power, baby. Love nuclear power. You hear that shit? Power 4 million Ukrainian homes at one plant? That doesn't require the entire mining out of mountains for coal or like destruction of the planet for oil? Great. Yeah. Awesome. Amazing. Is there even a method to make something indestructible? Nope. Vasha would cost millions to make a total meltdown. That's fine. War costs billions, like daily. You'd have to blow up literally everything, hundreds of feet of concrete and all the multiple cooling systems. No. And first of all, that wouldn't be difficult to do with sustained effort. But again, no. If you were starting from the inside, you could do it with a few $1,000s worth of equipment. You can see all of the fortifications here. They're already in the plant. 3-foot thick reinforced concrete metal reinforcement, you can blow that up. 2.5-inch diameter steel rod spaced 1 foot apart, you could destroy those if you wanted to. Containment vessel, 1.5-inch steel cylinder. Blow upable. Very blow upable. Did you know there are even machines that can cut through 1.5 inches of steel? You can find them in any workshop in the world. Guys, everything can be destroyed. Literally, like everything. If they wanted to, they control the plant. They could just cause a meltdown by disabling safety features and turning everything up to 11. Of course, they would need engineers to do that, and the engineers at the plant are Ukrainian, and I doubt they would do that for funsies, but you could do that. Anyway, I guess I'm just not sure where this is coming from. I don't want to argue with you guys on this. Literally anything can be destroyed. I didn't think that would be a controversial statement. You can make things as safe as possible, but no matter how safe something is, a military can destroy it. You know, that's always a possibility. That's it. That's all. I'm only talking about the fact that a Russian general literally threatened to bomb the plant. I mean, there will be either Russian land or a scorched desert. I interpreted scorched desert as we successfully breached the plant and caused a nuclear meltdown. I don't know why you would threaten to bomb a nuclear power plant without wanting to do... I mean, I don't know why you would want to do that anyway, but if you were threatening to bomb a nuclear power plant, I assume it's because you would want to cause a breach. They might be too incompetent to meaningfully blow it up. Pray. Let us pray. Everyone pray. We worrying about accidental catastrophe, though? No. The likelihood of an accidental breach, in my opinion, is very, very low outside of some insane set of circumstances. However, it's important to know the Russians are in the plant, not out of the plant, and plants are meant to withstand damage from the outside going in and from meltdowns going out, but not from soldiers going in and blowing things up outward. That's a different type of thing. So let's just hope we all end up okay. You know, let's not belabor the point here. At least we're sending another $1 billion. True. God bless. People are so mad about that, sending another $1 billion to Ukraine. Send them $1 trillion. I don't care, whatever. They're making better use of it than we do. What do we spend our money on? Our own military-industrial complex? Which isn't even doing anything right now. At least when we send money over to them, you know, the equipment that they get from it, they actually use. Yes, I am very pro nuclear power plant. Mars o'clock? Yeah, just not on the power plant, okay? No, my goal isn't to fearmonger here. However, I do think we should take the threat of a Russian general to blow up a nuclear power plant. I think that should be taken seriously. Nuclear power plants are very, very safe. Is nuclear power better than green power, or what? The theoretical full wind, solar, and hydroelectric, like, power grid is better than using nuclear power. But nuclear power at the moment is so powerful and efficient that it's worth worth promoting, you know, at the moment. Yeah. Nuclear power is green? Nah, really. It's much greener than coal or oil, yeah. You still produce nuclear waste, which is a hassle to dispose of, and you're still using a non-renewable resource. You know, we only have so much radioactive material that's acceptable for nuclear power plants. Whereas, of course, wind and solar are both powered directly and indirectly by the sun, which means that they're effectively infinite in their, you know, use. Hey, Gally. Would I ever feel safe living near a nuclear power plant? Yes. Do not buy into anti-nuclear power plant fearmongering. Don't. The ambient radiation you're exposed to for living near a nuclear power plant is unimaginably lower than being near a banana, which emits radiation. lower than background radiation. I mean, radiation's all around us all the time. You can see certain wavelengths of it. Yeah, it's not something to worry about, I don't think. You get more radiation, far more radiation from taking a flight. Because there's less atmosphere to block out the sun's radiation further up. Yeah. So I wouldn't worry about it. How do I see radiation? Light is electromagnetic radiation. Yeah, sunburns are because of UV radiation. When we talk about, like, radioactive materials, we're actually talking about a limited spectrum of, a limited range. To be fair, nuclear radiation is separate from electromagnetic radiation. Yeah, but I only said radiation, didn't I? Also, there are types of electromagnetic radiation that can do the same things to your body as nuclear radiation. So, you know, whatever. Radiation, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. All good. Don't worry about it. All good. Oh. It's like having a sunburn on your organs, yeah. I think gamma radiation is still photons, right? Complicated. It's complicated. Listen, folks. God created the molecule, and some of these molecules, to spite his creation, break off, and you just get shit bouncing everywhere. And a lot of that shit's totally fine, and every once in a while, some types of it will give you cancer. Why? Nobody knows. It's a God thing. Don't worry about it. So dangerous radiation is Lucifer? I think we can reasonably intuit from available information that all forms of electromagnetic and nuclear radiation are in fact Satan. This is true. It's true. It is true. Oh, we've got stuff to talk about, guys. You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. It's politics. I know. I know. $35 minutes. 35 minutes. Oh, the audio from this is going to be shit. Okay. Well, I wanted to take a brief break from my, traditionally American attitude towards the rest of the world, which is a staunch belief that it doesn't actually exist, and acknowledge that world in the form of talking about American politics. Who here knows who Viktor Orban is? Does anyone know? Hands in chat? Hands raised? At least 5 people. So, it's not exactly a secret that Hungary is hungry for authoritarianism. Viktor Orban is a fascist. You can't really get around that. No need to parse words. And he's also a darling child of, current Republican fanfare. They were praising Orban at CPAC? Really? Well, it'd be a crazy coincidence if we were about to talk about that. Here's the thing. Orban did some very tactical trolling to arrive at the point he's at right now. Let's look at something here, okay? Do you guys remember where the last CPAC was held? Looking in chat, I'm waiting. Hungary. It was in Hungary. The Republican Party is very buddy-buddy. Very buddy-buddy with Viktor Orban right now. Not No, it wasn't what? Wait, wasn't it the one before that? Wait, yeah, wasn't it? The last CPAC in Hungary. Now chat goes quiet? You're going to leave me in this? They mean because the last one was in Dallas? CPAC, Hungary. I hate you people. I had a rhythm here. On the website, CPAC Hungary. Yeah, okay. The one before the current one? That's what I said! The last one! Alright, we're watching the video. Was that like a separate event, though? The last CPAC... Alright, focus.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we fight. A speech by Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orban.
No copyright Reno. Look at him. Some banging trap music to go along with this tyrant of masculinity. Let's go. Why would an American political organization have a conference in a foreign country? Makes you wonder.
Thank you, everybody. It's great to be with you. It's fantastic to be here in Texas.
CPAC 2021 was in Orlando. Yeah, I know. I covered it. I meant the CPAC event in Hungary. Don't you think it's noteworthy that an American political party would have a separate adjacent conference that they hold in fucking Hungary? Not a close trading partner, not a close political partner, a country that is led by a leader who is currently engaged in a policy of anti-West and anti-American political fractioning. And, like, do you think it's exceptional that they might do that? Like, there might be a point to why they're doing that? What about Hungary is of note and importance to the current Republican Party? Let's wonder.
The Lone Star State of the great United States of America. If I am correct, Lone Star State means that independence, freedom, and sovereignty are the dearest values in this part of America. If this is true, and it must be true as I look around, then we have something in common, even in Hungary is over 5,000 miles from Dallas. My country, Hungary, is the Lone Star State of Europe.
An interesting comparison to draw.
The main difference between our countries is that, unfortunately, the Ewing Oil Company is not paying corporate income tax in Budapest. But independence, freedom, and sovereignty is what we Hungarians fought for in the last 500 years. We fought for Christianity in the Middle and Modern Ages, and we fought for Christian democracy in the 20th century and continue to fight to this day. We are a nation of 15 million in the heart of Europe with a unique language. Pope Francis once told me that Hungarian was the official language in heaven because it takes an eternity to learn. It's just a slight exaggeration. That's probably enough to know about Hungary. As for myself, you should know that I am an old-fashioned freedom fighter.
We'll get to that.
I am also the longest-serving prime minister in Europe.
That is true.
The only anti-migration political leader on our continent, a father of 5 and grandfather to 5 grandchildren, a leader of a country that is under the siege of progressive liberals day by day. There are many things that a Central European, anti-communist, old-fashioned freedom fighter, raised under communist rule, never dared to dream of. One of them is giving a speech at a CPAC here in the United States. In the land of the free...
So, this probably doesn't require some Giga Chad 9 trillion IQ theorizing to fully parse, but when somebody in Hungary describes themselves as an anti-communist freedom fighter, you might wonder if there are any other large political blocs active in that region that were also anti-communist that there might be an association with. When I call him a fascist here, I think he might actually be a Nazi, or at least an ideological descendant of a Nazi. You know, this was from just like 2 weeks ago. Viktor Orban sparks outrage with attack on race mixing in Europe. I know that title sounds a little bit incendiary, but it's actually worse than the title suggests. Hold on. We Hungarians are not a mixed race, and we do not want to become a mixed race, said Orban on Saturday. He added that countries where European and non-Europeans mingle were no longer nations. This feels particularly pertinent given the conversation I had a couple of days ago. Yeah. Kathleen Sihe, an MEP from the opposition Momentum Party, said she was appalled by the Prime Minister's speech. His statements recall a time I think we would all like to forget. And went on to say, your skin color may be different. You may come from Europe or beyond, but you are one of us. We're proud of you. Diversity strengthens the nation, doesn't weaken it. That's the opposition party, not Viktor Orban himself. Did you guys know that media in Hungary is largely controlled by the state? That there's a constitution that was written by Orban's party, and that I believe in the last election, Orban's opponent only got 5 minutes of television time because he controls the state. So, you know, like, who are you going to vote for? The funny thing is, in the last election, he actually only managed 54% of the popular vote. So apparently the people aren't actually that favorable towards him, despite his overwhelming control of the media. But 54% of the popular vote translated into over 80% of the district vote awards. Because in Hungary's system, a minority of the population can win federal elections through gerrymandering and disproportionate voting bias towards some districts. If you can imagine such a thing. Yeah, when I say he is either a Nazi or a descendant of one, I think I actually read this article before. Not long ago, at an event dedicated to fighting anti-Semitism in the European Parliament, Hungarian State Secretary Takács. Jesus. Okay. Attacks on George Soros. It's a Hungarian anti-migrant endangers all minorities, not just Jews. Hungarian leader is rewriting his country's history of the period. In the Holocaust Remembrance Project I recently edited, we show how the country's right-wing government has rehabilitated wartime figures as anti-communist icons. Anti-communist freedom fighter. Oh. Anything more specific here? The Hungarian government is minimizing its country's participation in the genocide, rehabilitating war criminals, and introducing anti-Semitic writers into the national curriculum. Ah! I wish it had a hyperlink to explain this further. We're on a bit of a tangent right now. So, look. We have an authoritarian leader who has ruled for decades now, who considers himself an anti-communist freedom fighter, and whose government has been essentially whitewashing Nazi collaboration as a kind of preemptive anti-communist freedom fighting. He's anti-race mixing and wants a racially pure Hungary, so we can continue to get the spectacular, what's the term? Phrenology? What is the term for the facial morphology? The ones the Nazis like, that I like using as well? Phenotype? No. Not eugenics. When you say physiognomy. Thank you. The spectacular physiognomy here on display. The brave center part. He is, I feel like I'm not selling this point. Let me try this again, okay? Why are the Republicans so interested in Viktor Orban? There are two reasons. First, he is as far right as they want to be openly. The Republican Party in America, the Republican Party in America wants to be as openly far right as he is. They have made moves towards it. They have gestured at it. They have made efforts to move in that direction successfully. He represents what they cannot yet be. Openly pro-ethno-state, anti-race mixing, anti-Semitic, though we would do it in our own patronizing Zionist fashion. The anti-Semitism of the Republican Party is less pronounced than many European far-right groups, but when it fully manifests, it will take the form of Ben Shapiro's bad Jew, good Jew dynamic, where the good, tolerable Jews are Jewish essentially in name only. They don't actually, reinforce or fight for any Judaic practices. They are firmly pro-Zionist, and their political activism begins and ends right there. And the bad Jews are the majority of the Jewish population in America, which votes Democrat. That's the idea. I am reminded of Ben Shapiro, who is anti-abortion and promotes Judeo-Christian values in spite of them not existing. There's no such thing. That's a term that was invented by Republicans, this Judeo-Christian values. I don't know what that means. And despite the fact that Torah advocates the right to abortion, he's anti-abortion. It just makes me wonder where his political biases are, because he seems to always side with the Christians whenever there's a split. Very pointed, very confusing. His political biases are just unfathomable. So why Orban specifically? There are far-right leaders all over the world, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's take a look at Orban. As tempted as I am to go through, the whole of it, I want to focus on the main points here, which is fundamentally that Orban has pursued his authoritarian power grab. Well, I'll just read the article. Unlike many strongmen, Orban has not taken advantage of a crisis to amass power, nor used a coup to come to power, but made himself safe from the danger of losing an election slowly, methodically, and legally, with his pro-democracy opposition being compared to the proverbial frog that is slowly boiled in a pot so it never jumps. See, he's the other way of succeeding in a fascist takeover, by slowly eroding at an institution until you're capable of legally supplanting all of the measures that are meant to prevent people like you from taking charge. Orban has passed laws, amended the constitution, and finally written a new constitution, allowing him to do what he wanted to do. Civic institutions, such as courts, universities, and the apparatus necessary for free elections remain, but have been patiently debilitated, delegitimized, hollowed out, controlled by Orban loyalists. Does that sound in any way familiar to you? Domination of the media by Orban prevents the public from hearing critics' point of view. In 2022, Orban's opponent was given but 5 minutes on the national television to make his case to the voters. That's where I cited that earlier. Pretty spectacular, huh? How many minutes of airtime do you think the Prime Minister got during that same duration? An example of the discreet below-the-radar process of accumulating power by Orban and his party was the creation of a special police force that started as a small anti-terror unit. The unit grew and became more powerful bit by bit in disparate clauses buried in unrelated laws. I was reading Article 61 of a bill on public waterworks, literally, and I came across a line that said, oh, by the way, the anti-terror unit now gets to collect personal info on all water utility customers, which basically means everyone in the country without notifying them. Chappelle contends the unit now has enough power to function essentially as Orban's secret police. Yowza. Look, to go over all the bad parts of Orban would be to kind of miss the point, because I'm really more interested in the method here than the politics of Orban specifically, which you can probably interpret anti-globalist, blatantly anti-Semitic, ethno-state, totalitarian, anti-democracy, blah, blah. You all know, it's all obvious. But this, I want to go over this because it lends credence to the fact that the DOJ should begin mass arrests immediately. See, this is what I mean. Even without breaking the laws, it is possible to lose your democracy. Like any set of fortifications, they can be overtaken if they are not being manned and guarded and protected and defended the way institutions have to be to prevent their erosion. This is evidence right here. You can become a fascist authoritarian. You can destroy a country and rewrite its constitution without breaking any laws. You don't need to, because when you're in charge, you can just change the laws. It's that simple. There's nothing about, much in the same way that a nuclear power plant can be destroyed no matter how well guarded it is, given enough time, any democracy can be torn apart and replaced by an authoritarian dictatorship given enough time unless active steps are taken. Passive measures will never be enough. Now, the Republican Party here in America is disorganized and critically brain damaged for the most part, thankfully, which does lead to a kind of selective incompetence on certain issues, particularly, supplanting our democracy. You can only expect so much competence from people who are being led by Trump. However, even without January 6th, the Supreme Court will soon be ruling and setting precedent on the independent state legislator doctrine, which, if affirmed in the most severe sense, Moore v. Harper, thank you. I always forget the actual name of the case. Moore versus Harper. If they rule in the most extreme case, if they rule against a century and a half of precedent, red states, or that is to say states that have Republican legislators, which is a majority of them, will be able to rewrite the rules on federal election processes, even if it goes against their own constitutions within the state, and they will essentially be able to appoint the victor. We will be fucked. Like, properly fucked. Like, if they crack down on that, they will have legal pretense to just do whatever they want. That could be within less than a year, the ruling. Because at that point, they could literally just, like, write any rules. Like, yeah, like, we're just going to break the state into 872,000 districts that guarantee the, like, Republicans will win every time. Like, it can't... There will be nothing we can do unless we're willing to take active measures. The line of legality here is largely uninteresting to me. Legality is a shitty metric to go by when people are legally destroying democracy and people are posing illegal options to promote freedom and dignity and decency. Legality is a very bad metric for arriving at, like, good solutions here. But we don't even have to make that tough decision, because legally, the Biden administration could, through the Department of Justice, right now, stop this with mass arrests. That is not illegal. You are allowed to do that. It is the Department of Justice. That is the executive branch's, responsibility. They enforce the law. They can do that. They have the right to do that. Of course, we had the Mar-a-Lago raid by the feds earlier, which is great. I'm happy that went through, and I hope something comes of it. But learn from Orban, and learn from the Republicans' fixation with Orban. There is a reason they held a separate CPAC in Hungary. What a weird thing to do. There is a reason he was the opener for The CPAC convention. Don't you think it's a bit odd? Texas, where they held CPAC, also the state that recently adopted the state GOP platform of Brandon faked the election, we should literally just be a fascist theocracy, etc., etc. And then they headline it with a fascist who just 2 weeks ago made statements about keeping the racial purity of Hungary. They're not being subtle. Like, not even a little bit. But I'll be honest with you guys, Frankly, even if it weren't for all the January 6th stuff, I'd be okay with them being arrested anyway. Because as far as I'm concerned, being anti-democracy as a political candidate or official in a democracy is sedition. That might be a loose interpretation of the law. You'd feel free to write a new one if you want. I don't care. Legality is not a perfect translation of moral, decision-making anyway. It's an imperfect translation. When there's even a relationship between the two, Holocaust was legal, etc., etc. If you are an anti-democracy candidate, I just don't think you should be able to run. If you want to run so badly, do a coup. If you don't like democracy, you don't get it. You have to do your own methods for attaining power. Great, congratulations. You have to do it. You have to do it your way. You like authoritarianism so much? Great. Authoritarianly take over this country with its 2 million soldiers. Go for it. Yeah, have fun. Great. That's what I believe. Legal experts, constitutional scholars, soy-pilled, cuck-maxed constitutional lawyers might take a moment out of their day to stop sipping Soylent and watching their girlfriend get railed by a man twice their size to turn to me and say, Vosh, that's not legal. And I say to them, get back in the cuck shed. I don't care. I don't. Not of interest to me. Yeah. I want to talk about the Orban thing mostly because the Republicans are just screaming from the top of their lungs what they want to do, right? That's all. They're like at what point does it become obvious enough that this gets taken like the threat that it is, That is just past a point. I don't know. I mean, it almost defies analysis, right? What witticism can I produce on that? Oh, hey guys, the political party that has spent years undermining our democracy institutionally and then attempted a coup, then failed, then defended the guy who attempted the coup, and then still defend the coup, and also that appointed Supreme Court justices that are trying to make it easier to do future coups, the sort of infinite coup cycle, and have their conferences being mainlined by fascists who took over their country, who took over his country through slow, bureaucratic, legal capture. We know what they want to do. Whatever. And as we have learned from the Mar-a-Lago visit, Republicans will scream authoritarianism literally no matter what we do, Any exercise of legal power over them, legitimate or illegitimate, warranted or unwarranted, extreme or minor, will be framed by them as some horrific violation of their civil rights and evidence of the world gone mad. So, clearly their feelings are not something we can reasonably account for here. They also had a speaker who displayed a banner. Oh yeah, I saw this as well from CPAC. This was a good one. This is a very good thing for the Republican Party that represents hundreds of millions of Americans to display at its event. This is okay. This is not just the most blatant evidence of them encouraging stochastic terrorism imaginable. It's I mean, don't get me wrong, accurate and all, but this is a prescriptive statement. This isn't saying that they're all terrorists in their mind. This is them saying they should all be them. This clip is better of the wraparound.
Are all domestic terrorists. Please welcome founder of the ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, the wraparound. Yeah. Do you think liberals see a threat at all? I think they do, but the critical thing that us lefties, I say us lefties like I'm not getting watched right now by like 2/3 liberals. The critical thing that lefties and cool liberals like you guys need to do is convince other liberals of how big of a deal this is. We're beyond, in my opinion, we are right now beyond the point. Listen, there's two things we have to accept. In my opinion, we're beyond the point where just good results in the election can make the difference. Because especially with the Supreme Court ruling, like it might be for nothing. You know, you can't oust Supreme Court justices without impeachment. That's important. We need to do as well as we can in the midterms. That on its own can't prevent them from destroying democracy. The only thing that can really prevent them from destroying democracy is taking them as a threat seriously and getting the Biden administration or just any existing set of institutions to engage in the mass arrests, the big crackdown. You know, we need this to be taken seriously. In the same way that Republicans will buy 50 guns and stockpile $10,000 of ammunition anytime like gas prices raise by 2 cents or Obama said that he was going to like do healthcare or something. Liberals need to have that attitude about Republicans. We need fierce, dedicated, politically targeted paranoia at everything the Republicans are doing, because frankly, that paranoia ends up being valid like every time. The worst interpretation of Republicans' intentions is consistently and reliably the most accurate one. Oh, they're doing something because they're racist and they hate you and they want you dead. Oh, wow, that actually does explain their behavior pretty well. What a coincidence, you know? So in that case, like that natural response, that's something that people need to have, you know? And I think that's a good thing to do when you're on the precipice of losing your democracy. I don't think that's an unreasonable belief. What else can you do? Paranoia might not be the right word, frankly. Paranoia implies, you know, maybe wariness, vigilance. CNN is learning. Let me see. Hopefully this is based in red pilled.
Or political party, and I think we're all just having a hard time wrapping our arms around the fact that this is who this party is. I mean, that was a crazy thing, right? A January 6th defendant in a mock jail cell. But what does that mean? That means everybody at CPAC, they don't believe January 6th was a big deal or a bad thing. And that's where the base is. And again, we go through this exercise every week or two. The country needs to understand that my former political party is fully anti-democracy. It is a fascist political party. It is a political party that embraces authoritarianism. We got to move on now and just defeat them.
But Charlie, moving on is
yes. And by the way, that needs to be the mild take on the issue, okay? I want people on MSNBC with a katana threatening to commit seppuku if Biden doesn't unleash the DOJ and arrest 10,000, Republican officials right there. That's what we need, okay? That I need a range of expression, the mildest of which is they're fascists and they need to be destroyed, and the most extreme of which involves ritualistic suicide. Hell yeah. You don't do seppuku with the katana, Vash. You use the smaller wakizashi. I apologize with the wakizashi. I'm sorry. The MSNBC correspondent should have that, okay? How could I forget? A katana is too long to disembowel yourself. You need a smaller sword. Okay. All right, cut the feed, cut the segment. All right, we've made my editors happy. Thank you. That's 3 segments that could be main channel if they wanted. You're welcome. All right, if you're watching right now, then boy lucky. How lucky are you? You get to hit the subscribe button. Do it, you pieces of shit. I'm going to read donos, and then I'm just going to talk to chat for a bit. If I'm inspired to do anything more, then I will, but if not, I might end early. Because it's really fucking hot in here, and my new AC hasn't shown up, and my current AC is capable of reducing the... No, I don't want to play MGR when it's so warm in here. That's why I ended stream the night before. It was so warm that I had to change my shirt after stream ended, and it was like I just dropped in a pool. Fucking disgusting. I'm not even by default a very sweaty person. I can go on like long walks or work out and not be sweaty after. But just sweating in a leather chair is genuinely like a disgusting feeling. You guys can probably tell based on like a monthly analysis, but I tend to stream less during the summer months. But I have been powering through this summer. It's been hot in here. If it's 80 degrees outside, it's 90 in my studio. And I've been doing these damn streams, and my AC is fucking broken, but I got a workhorse of one. I got a big fucking AC unit the other day. Or not the other day, recently. So it's going to come in soon, and then that'll be mine. What is the humidity in your room? I don't know. It's constantly going up from the fucking heat. How many BTUs? 14,000, of course. It's got as much wattage as the breaker can handle. My computer takes up so much power that I actually have the AC in here, which sucks, but is also 14,000 BTU. I actually have the cord extended to another breaker switch because I tried having it on the same fuse as the rest of the shit in here, and it would fucking trip the breaker. I'm pretty sure I can't upgrade my fuses to 20. I think they're all 15 gauge, the wires, so I don't think I can yeah. I don't think I can upgrade them. I just have to distribute the power. Please don't burn your house down. I will burn my house down if I want. Do not change your fuses. Well, you can if you have the gauge for it, the right wire size, but I don't. I mean, you can change the wires, but that's a whole fucking thing. Rewiring the entire goddamn house to handle, you know, a larger fuses is not a... I plug my 6K BTU and my 1.2 kilowatt PC in the same plug. Yeah, but the BTUs isn't the same as the wattage. It shouldn't so a fuse can take what? 2,200 kilowatt? What's the wattage of like for one fuse? Like 2,200? All fuses are different. No, there's like a standard that's attached to like the 1,800? Oh, it's even less than I thought. My dad did that with our gauge whenever I made it in the woodshed, put 220s in there. Yeah, US standard's 15 or 20, but I'm the less cool one. 120. 1,800? Okay, well then my computer plus all my lighting probably already takes up like 70% of the allowable tax on the switch. And then plus the AC. Of course you're going to have, you know, shutdowns. You're thinking of a 20 amp circuit? Oh yeah, sorry, I should clarify. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Like zero idea. Head empty, you know? No clue. I have no idea. All the shit that I said, all the terms I just used, I hoped they were around the correct ones, but I could have just been totally spit. I have no clue. You know? Just none whatsoever. Totally vibes based. Me need thick wire for big switch. Thick wire hold more lightning. Need more lightning. Wire for computer and for cold box. There we go. Got it. I'm pretty sure that was correct. This is racist? Against cavemen? What is that? What ethnicity do you associate with that accent? Because that was pure caveman. What do you... Where was that? Point to a map where the current Neanderthal ethnicity is, so I can call you racist against them. Yeah. Yeah. Ah. Character concept, an artificer who uses magical enchantments to create modern quality of life improvements like a magic riddle. Yeah, I think I had a D&D character like that. Oh, I was just saying this in the Discord the other day. I realized there's a character dynamic that I don't think I've ever seen in media that I think could be really funny. Like, it could produce good narrative. Like, you could get a good dynamic out of it that I've never seen. I felt like there should be a dozen examples of this, but I can't think of any, okay? It's a gay guy? No, fuck that. No, it's a character dynamic, okay? It's like Friends, you know? And it's two girls, right? And girl A is bullied for being a slut, which she isn't. You know, she's not like it's mean. It's like, well, you shouldn't bully sluts even if they are sluts, but she's not even, you know? And the second girl, girl B, is like a nerdy virgin who's like really really admires and is kind of a horn dog about girl A's alleged sexual exploits that don't actually happen. So girl B treats girl A like some kind of Giga Stacy who's getting mad dick, and girl A is like, none of that is real, and girl B is like, okay. I feel like just by description, this should already be a thing, but I can't actually think of a dynamic. Like, I think this feels like the archetype that should exist, but it doesn't. I don't really know. Are you unironically calling a guy that reads from a teleprompter democracy-based Vosh? What the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't even make grammatical sense. Calling a guy that reads from a teleprompter democracy? I don't even know what that means. No clue. I don't know. Well, which anime, save point? I'm never gonna learn. All right. There's actually an anime with that premise called Love Lab. Is that true? I'm not gonna look any of these up because there's a decent chance people are just going to troll me for the live stream, or it's gonna be some fucking lolly shit. So I'm just gonna assume. Here, let me read Donos. Crota with the $5. Happy Vor Day. KCJ from LI, thank you for the 5. Good Libba got a death threat as an election official. We are convincing them. The party apparatus knows. Garland got this, and we preach paranoia. I have no idea what you're trying to say here, but I love you. KCJ from LI with the $2. Do you see Shu's boyfriend praising Orban? Gross. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of in line with what you'd expect from him, right? Yebco0 with the $5. True. 2 yellow for you with the tier 2 sub. Nuclear fusion is actually fully renewable. We just haven't figured out how to get more energy out of it than you have to put in. Well, that might be a limit on the universe. So, I mean, who knows? Totally not the CIA and Perra Luchadora. Thank you for the $5. Both really, really appreciate that. We'll do Okay Buddy Vosh time soon, I promise. Vader, thank you for the $5. Can you please touch base with the org we donated to during the Palestinian fundraiser? Why? To check in following Israel's recent crimes against Palestinians? I don't want to check in on a humanitarian worker every time children die near him. I feel like that's kind of a glib. I don't know what I would say there. Zach Rudinsky, thank you for the very kind $10. True. Your friend Jen, thank you for the $10. There's no real danger, Vosh. I've destroyed hundreds of power plants in Command & Conquer, and it wasn't that big of a deal. Many are saying this. Shay Gouda, thank you for the $10. Really appreciate that. You're free to email me, but I can't promise a conversation on Israeli-Palestinian conflict anytime soon. I'm trying to be a bit more open with my schedule so that we can do more like idiots from chat popping in or whatever. Kane699, Cannon Dwarf, and Red O'Cool, thank you for the tier 1 subs all. Really appreciate that. Austin Yanni and Nicholas Boothman with the $5 both. Really appreciate that. I am not an antique pistol collecting lefty, Nicholas. The pistol that I claimed was no longer in production went out of production 2 years ago. So not really an antique. Frog Whisperer, thank you for the tier 3 sub. Really appreciate that. Soul499 with the tier 2 sub. Happy 57th birthday to Singapore. I don't think I like Singapore. What is this game? Super Robot Wars Gurren Lagann. Oh, there's no shot we play this. I love you, but there's no shot we play this at all. Super Robot Wars X. And I have limits to my tolerance for anime bullshit. One Rusty Boy, thank you so much for the incredibly kind tier 4 sub. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Likewise with Chef B. Very kind of you. My goodness. Albeit Finnish Theologian, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. Kevin Regalado and Calepsis, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. Casey, thank you for the $2. Cameron Leo, thank you for the $10. 18 naked feds in the showers at Mar-a-Lago. I'd pay to watch that. G-Slice, the $2. Thank you very much. Carson Harvey and Space Karen, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. I don't know, Carson. Can't say. Sake with the $10. Imagine canvassing on behalf of a candidate who hasn't taken a selfie about Vosh Kekvi. True. AT5D2 to Derek, thank you for the $5. Much appreciated. That's from the last stream. Ramanya, thank you for the $5. Ramanya, when are you leaving for Taiwan? You can just say in chat. You don't need to donate. Ravenglass and Engels, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. Really appreciate that. Very kind of you. I don't know anything about it, Ravensglass. Well Met Kinsman and Nando Pandovt. They added a trans guild to Guilty Gear. Did they? Metal Gear stream was legitimately incredible. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll play more Metal Gear Revengeance very, very soon. We'll have a banging time. It was a lot of fun. I'm gonna fix my mic before the next one so that it doesn't peak like that. Yeah, Bridget is trans. Hasn't Bridget been in Metal Gear for a while? Or was Bridget just like or sorry, not Metal Gear. Guilty Gear? She just came out. Okay, so Bridget has just been like the longest closet case in the world. Oh, that's... Did they actually desexualize her design alongside acknowledging that she's a trans girl? That's the opposite of what normally happens, and that's kind of cool. Because I remember all the old Bridget art being like horny, like femboy nun whatever. This isn't really sexualized outside of a short skirt. Also, you can tell that she's a trans girl because she's in a hoodie and she's carrying a stuffed animal. It all fits. Yes, Lude. Tyler, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Casey, thank you for the $2. James Mitchell with the $5. Yamada's first time. Can we get a cat for Cat Day? I can't. Without Vermin here chasing down the cats, is pretty difficult, actually. People are mad. Kid pushed into cross-dressing, became trans, despite there being an entire storyline about exploring her gender identity. Okay, so they're just mad. Yeah, whatever. Nunya, thanks to tier 4 sub. Give me the content. I try my best every stream, you know, with mixed results. Thank you very much for the tier 4 sub. Very kind of you. SeaWorld First Trans Orca with the tier 2 sub. Yes, the timeline is moving up, I'm afraid, SeaWorld. We're getting quite close. It's tragic. V-Raptor, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Really appreciate that. Sorixel, thanks for the tier 1 sub. True! Why have you not signed up to Progressive Victory 2022? Oh, there's that's cute. There's a sign-up action for it. Or there's a separate website, pv22.win. Look, guys. pv22.win. Look at the sign-up form through Fast Action. You can get to there, too. This is the non-Vaushite affiliated one, I assume. Oh, thanks, Dunya. Or it's sort of a generic... It has some info down here. Hell yeah. Keith Weapons, thank you for the tier 4 sub. Fucking awesome. Thank you very much. Not even a message. The Shookmeister with the $2. Vosh looks like a beatnik in his snazzy sunnies. The beatnik from Iron Giant has always been kind of a sex symbol to me. Charlotte96 and Vader, thank you for the $5 both. Really, really appreciate that. Very kind of you. Classic Cornet, thank you for the tier 1 sub. You want to stop Russia because you're an anti-imperialist. I want to stop Russia because I'm an F-35 fetishist. True. What a wide tent. My goodness. I'm going to quickly read out the donations that are from the last stream. Tiki Shades, thank you for the $10. Your friend Jen, thank you likewise. Sake donated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 $10 donations, essentially consecutively during the Revengeance stream, you know, which I do appreciate enormously. And all of the contained messages therein pertain to contextual responses to the content of a stream that is now 48 hours past. How difficult it is to be a habitual donator to myself. The Prophet and Vibrant Peacoat, thank you for the 10 both. Really appreciate that. Captain Mystery, thank you for the combined $35 donations. I really appreciate those. Your friend Jen, thanks the tier 1 sub. Thank you. Likewise, Title Punk Roller Girl, Uber, V-Raptor, and Fox Potato. Julp Fligovic, thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. I will not play the RE4 remake. RE4 is fine as it is. Julp Fligovic again with the tier 2 sub. Thank you very much. Sake with the $20. Charlotte with the $20. Very kind of you. Tyranax, Dinge, Sovball, Heron, and Leafar, thank you for the $5 all. Tiki Shade said, my boyfriend made this after I dreamt it like a month ago. Enjoy this meme. Hell yeah. Real campaign poster, by the way. Class A Coordinate with the $8. Russian assassins caught. What the fuck is this? SBU detained killers who, according to counter intel, were preparing an assassination attempt on the Minister of Defense and the head of the GUR. This is just a cop takedown. I don't know anything about this. I'd need to see an article. Interesting. Orange August, the $5 theme song of the Raid of Mar-a-Lago. Dark Brandon marching. Very good. Dark Brandon rising. Sake with the $10. Vish Dilemmas. Is it a Okay Buddy Vosh meme? Ah! It's an Okay Buddy Vosh and a you knew that I was just going to skip over donations from 2 days ago. Whew! God damn, you are prophetic. Oh, hey, who wanted the cat? Pigeon. What are you? Autofocus is turned off, so she's not going to be in focus if I get her close. You look chill. Oh, yeah? Woo! Floppy fish! Floppy fish! Wah! All right. Nice try. The vaunted floppy fish maneuver. She thinks she's a fish, which she kind of is. I cannot stress enough that no matter how she ever looks, she is an incredibly happy cat. You're so tall, Pigeon. I see she's whapping the fucking chair with her tail. Tristan KW5, check out the detective game Paradise Killer. Paradise Killer is on my wish list. I want to play it through because I want to learn more about detective games so that I can make a better one. That's part of my thing. I got distracted though. I've started playing Cruelty Squad. The extremely abstract shooter game. And it's really good. Very good. It's just a very, very good game. Really enjoying it. Why is Unity been on your taskbar? Are you making a game? Oh, cassette. If only you knew. No, I wouldn't want to play the Hotline Miami games on stream. I've already played them. Osiete Galco-chan? I think I've heard of Galco-chan before. Play Consortium? Alright, okay, hold on. Wait, what does Pigeon do? Pigeon. Wow. Wait, I wonder if I can get her to attack my hand. Hold on. Wait, I'm doing this via the camera OBS reflection. Oh, she flopped. Well, now I would now I would feel bad, you know, messing with her. Beep. 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 Look, tail wiggle means she's active. Ooh. Active. Active. Yeah. She's hitting me with my head with it. I mean, she's annoyed. No, I think it means she wants to play. Oh, she totally wants to play, or she wouldn't be whapping her tail like that. See, look, watch. Okay, wait. I can't. It's hard for me to do this in reverse, but if I put my hand right here, by my calculations, she should whap her tail a bunch, okay? And then she'll try to attack it. Yes! Yes! Ooh. Violent baby. Ooh. See, it makes her happy. See her rubbing her face on the chair? It makes her happy. Here, wait, where? Yeah, there you go. Ooh. See? Look at that. Active. Active. Ah. Wah! Ooh. Too active. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Hello, I'm here now. Now she's just 1 foot over there. Has she ever scratched you? All the time! I love getting scratched by Pigeon Army. I mean, we try to keep their claws blunted, you know, to minimize the damage. But yeah, I think they have a right, you know, like if you wrestle with them, they have a right to scratch you. Because I'm 20 times their size, you know? Like, of course they're going to try to scratch me if we're wrestling. You know, people get so afraid of that. Like, oh no, they grab me. You're a giant compared to them, you know? They're putting all of their effort in to wrestle you, and you're just like wiggling your hand around, you know? Like, if they scratch you, fucking whatever. Oh yeah, there's my last one from her. You can see it despite the blur, can't you? That finger? Just a tiny little thing. Do the babies ever wreck shit up like scratching at the walls, leaving marks? The only part of the house that really gets damaged by the cats is my chair. You can see all this. Wait. We don't need a light? Oh, I don't know. My little OBS preview window is not very large. How many more scratches until it's no longer a chair? Ah, I see you've studied advanced trans theory. So what is this? Hold on. It's official. Brigitte is, isn't this the second chair you've bought? Yeah, it's the second chair. The first one is being used by vermin in their office, and it's got just as many scratches. Can't comprehend.
Stop right there.
Oh my god, that's loud.
That's enough.
I don't know what to do.
It's actually insane how good Guilty Gear looks, by the way. Guilty Gear is maybe one of the most stylistically satisfying games I've ever seen since the only Metal Slug gave me that same sense of like aesthetic stylistic perfection, where I'm looking at it and I feel like I'm looking at the absolute apex of like there's no way in which the art style could be improved. No, I know it's 3D. This is 3D. It just looks like 2D because of the cell shading.
I'm not strong like you, Mr. Kai. I'm too scared of losing what I have.
Just how fighting game
Running
characters.
away, huh? Ain't you a little young for a midlife crisis?
Of course I'm running.
58 seconds?
This. I know I'll regret it. So from now on, no matter what, no more lying to myself. Thank you. Both of you.
Don't mention it. Happy trails, cowgirl, or, cowboy.
Cowgirl is fine. Because I'm a girl.
Now that's pretty explicit.
Game over.
I thought that said gay for a sec. Okay. Gay. Very good. Bridget's official art wasn't that horny in previous games. You probably just saw fan art. Yeah, probably. People sure did draw a lot of porn of her. Cold Feet Crowded 5, did you see Destiny debate Alex Stein? No? This is my favorite kind of dono because I've gotten like 50 donos over the past couple months that have been like, did you notice Destiny did something? And the answer is the same, but I do like money being attached to the question. But I hope he had a good time. I mean, Alex Stein is a gigantic cuck, so you know, hopefully the you know, the guts were busted. Raging Roomba with the $5. I listen to your content while at the plant making electronics production possible. Good, keep the good work. Get more chatters to volunteer for the Valshite Army. Thank you. Happy to keep you entertained during work. Ramen, no, you don't owe no donos, and you're not being annoying. Don't worry about it. And I'm in the States, just moving across the country. Wait, if you were gonna donate again, Ramanya, why would you not tell me when you're leaving? Okay. Vosh, I made you something. Thank Boys Ninja for the $5. What is this? Hell yeah. This has emote potential. With a bit of work. I'd convo it? Yeah, the... Lana Lux, happy birthday. Thank you for the $5. I'll save this. We'll see what we can do. I don't really know how to make animations transparent. People have their methods, though. MS, thank you for the honorary introduction. Dargish890 with the $5. Just got here. Is Russia going to end the world because Putin's a coward? Yeah, probably. And Sonic a Chip. Thank you for the $10. Don't kill me, but I love this video. What is this? Don't kill you because you're linking a video. If even for a moment I don't want to watch this, we're stopping this video. Even though you donated 10.
Okay, now that those liberals are efficiently owned, I do want to leave with one last point. The greatest American value is vor. It's also a Jewish value. It's in the Torah. It's mentioned multiple times. Trust me. And we practice it every night in my home. My wife's a doctor. She vors me every night, and I vor her. How do we do that? She's a doctor. She has godlike abilities that you just can't comprehend. And it's worth noting that Joe Biden actually texted me last night saying that he's going to remove vor from America. And I was like, this is absolutely disgusting. This is anti-Semitic. It's just makes me absolutely sick. They will remove the most beautiful thing we've ever had, which is vor. Not even up for debate. It's the best thing we've ever had, and I just want to leave giving that a shout out, and just so that America's just remembers the true values of voring your neighbors. Yes. Any questions? Yes, you in the front. Hello, I'm a Jewish rabbi from Israel. I've pretty much studied and even interacted with people from every denomination of Judaism. I've never heard of this war thing. Shut
up. Weak finisher. Still acceptable meme.
I want mommy, I want milk, I want to be held.
That's good. Oh, gotcha, Robin. I don't get the vor thing at all. I don't get the vor thing even a little bit. I don't get it. I'm really sorry. I have said this before. I'll never get it. I don't know. I don't know. Why am I so pink on camera? Ugh, I messed with a bunch of camera settings. Peacekeeper, you've been linking this for weeks. Check out this inefficient home defense gun. What is this? Hell yeah. I can't read. I make vor art, Vosh, I'll explain. I mean, it's my chat. Probably most of you draw furry art or something. I hope not, Tempest. So what are you guys up to? Did you turn up the purple background light? Oh, fuck, I think I did. Oh. Now I look like a regular human skin tone again. So how y'all doing? Look, I'll give it to the end of the hour. I'm grumpy, it's warm in here, and I'm pretty sure that my back is stuck to the fucking, chair. It's just too goddamn warm in here. Perceived pigeon? You perceived pigeon earlier. Just leave? Yeah, but people donate when I don't leave. Ooh, oh my goodness! Conyer, this is an amazing pigeon video. Whoa, guys. Look at that. Wang. She looks great here. Good cinematography, Conyer. One more. Wang. Stinky little goblin. No, by default, she's a very, very happy cat. She just looks like she just has that face. Are her toes webbed? Yeah, all cats' toes are webbed, in a sense. You just can't see because of the fur. Is she nice? She's very nice and friendly. Huh? Yeah, look, see? This is a particularly pronounced example. But yeah, I mean, you can see the structure. The beans, the famous cat beans, are just like the little toe pads, and then above the bean is like the sheath for the claw, and then there are like the finger bones that connect it to the central bean pad. I mean, structurally, they're incredibly similar to our feet. You know, you can just only see it without the fur. Let me find a furred example for comparison. See? It's stretched out further here, but you can see structurally it's exactly the same. If you took away the fur, there'd be webbing right here. Yes, cats are very cute. Oh, fuck yeah, Dendrago, true. Mr. Utilitarian, whether or not you're a liberal or a socialist, to me, is mostly going to come down to whether or not, it's whether or not you want to maintain capitalism. All those other issues are adjacent. You're pro-worker co-op, but are you pro-abolition of private ownership of the means of production, even if it kind of a circuitous road to get there? Ramen, I saw in chat. It's not so much you're being annoying. It's just you're afraid of me not seeing. What's the term? Frantic? That might be it. Really quick thoughts on Ukraine and the EU? Could you be any broader? Will LaCroix with the $10. Can you walk through tips for how to deal with trans when autistic? How to deal with trans. I've had issues noticing signs and have been yelled at several times. Don't know how to process it right. I'm trying to be good. Is this a meme where by trans you mean trains? Like you've been yelled at because you didn't see the signs keeping you from like going on the train track? What do you mean? You mean deal with trans people or being trans yourself? I don't know if there's like a special way to deal with trans people. I think they're just sort of there. Also, all trans people are autistic anyway, so they'll get it. I think they mean they're having trouble socially as a trans person. Well, I don't know. Did I get any clarification in chat? I am in favor of Ukraine joining the EU, and I did not support Brexit. Like Legenduardo. Not going to get clarification, am I? Oh, well. Well, I love you if you ever provide clarification. Dendrago with the $5. Have a baby pick for International Cat Day. Ooh, comfy. Very true. Did you check YouTube chat? Oh, fuck, that's right. It could be YouTube chat. Yeah, I don't really check YouTube chat. How can I check YouTube chat? Oh, fuck, yeah, it was a super chat. Will LaCroix! Type in chat. I'm looking. Well, now I'm not going to be able to see because... Oh, wait. They donated again. Well, that works too, I guess. Once the dono pops up, I'll see it. Leftist Gengar with the $10. Hello, Voosh. Firstly, you become one of my favorite streamers. Second, this is random, but my coworker is an Assad defender. Damn. Reddit. Caught a rare one. Right there. Trans people, I keep missing social cues. See, they mean they're not trans. I keep missing social cues and work in customer service. I keep getting yelled at, but I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Well, I can't really answer that because if you're getting yelled at, that would suggest pretty severe departures from civil norms. But I don't know what those are. I don't think there are any social cues for trans people that are unique. You just treat them like normal. If you're ever like confused about a person's gender, just stick to gender neutral language and be ambiguous about it. But there shouldn't be getting any yelled at. I mean, that shouldn't really happen. What kind of customer service, too? Keep in mind, I'm looking at YouTube chat, so if you want to clarify there, you can. Alexia, thank you for the $5. You always have that sort of human feel to your videos / streams. Oh, well, that's why I promote authenticity so much. It's also one of the reasons why I'm bad at doing Okay Buddy Vosh, and I'm bad at doing segments, and I'm bad replying to my editors, and blah, blah, blah. I'm really bad at doing anything that I don't want to do, which means, you know, correlatively, QED, that if I am doing something, I must want to do it, which contributes to authenticity. 30% of weapons sent into Ukraine actually goes into the front line, CBS said, then remove the video. What's the concern there? New CBS reports documentary, Arming Ukraine, explains why much of the billions of dollars of military aid that the U.S. is sending to Ukraine doesn't make it to the front lines. Like 30% of it reaches its final destination. Yeah? I imagine a ton of it goes into reserve, or like ammunition depots, or being used for training. What do you... Well, yeah, without... This is their new article. So maybe they deleted that because it had... Thanks, Tempest. Because it was kind of misleading. Wait, what is this? What? Nothing is even in here. Where's that 30% figure from? Oh, here. Back in April, I estimated just 30 or 40% of the supplies coming to the border reached their final destination. Now he says significantly improved, much larger quantity to get where it's supposed to go. CEO of Blue Yellow, a Lithuania-based organization. Wait, it's just referring to one organization. That's it? So one organization initially had logistical problems, but now it doesn't? That's it? Okay. It's a fucking nothing pill. Someone told me they, them isn't a catch-all, and you don't call binary people they, them if you know their gender. Am I right? And harshly disagree with this. The only time it's bad to call somebody they, them is if you're doing it to avoid using their more specific gender identity. So there's nothing wrong with calling a trans woman, man, whatever, they, them. You know, like, err on the side of caution. You don't know, maybe, whatever. That's fine. But if you know a chick is a chick, and you're like, oh, they, oh, your partner, well, then it can feel weird. Like, why are you avoiding the point? Because it feels like you're avoiding the actual gender identity. But it's never, you're never misgendering to say they, them. Based, Bainbridge-born. Mr. Utilitarian, thanks to the tier 1 sub. Marshall D. Teach, the $5. Can you briefly explain what conservatives mean by the deep state? The same thing that Nazis meant when they referred to, like, Judaic banking or whatever. It's just a nebulous, totally amorphous, non-specific, evil, shadow organization at the top that controls everything that needs to be taken down no matter what the cost is. The non-specificity is part of the point. Alexia, thank you very much for the 1223. I really appreciate that. Thank you. "14 recent polls." Oh yeah, that's fine. Hell yeah, Flevier. Ooh, Flevier's cat. Ooh. So foofy. Butt. Fluffy butt. Pants. This area of the cat is biologically referred to as the pants. Foofy pants. What a cute cat. Ooh. Love them. Charlotte96, thank you for the $5. I ain't watching no 3-minute video. Sorry. We're on the mostly ignoring the linkers arc, and we have to hold strong on those convictions, because otherwise the stream gets, Orion AC broke? Oh, that fucking sucks. Jesus Christ. Yikers. Yoikers. Oh my god. Yoikers. Oh, we finally broke 406k subs. Nice. Long and laborious process. Sorry, what is this? It's just a little weird when people only use they. You're denying my brain the happy chemicals. Cran Collector, keep in mind that if nobody used they, there would probably also be people who misgender you, which would contribute the sad chemicals to your brain. It's the safe option in ambiguity. And sometimes you can't even... Sometimes you don't even know with cis people. And like all the time, there are plenty of ambiguous, you know, people who aren't trans at all. It's just kind of hard to tell sometimes, so... Using they freely is fine. It's good for you. Exactly, Spudbud. We're all linking cats now. Kowalski from Nebraska with the $5. Likewise. Ooh. Ooh.
Life. For the better. It's a cat. I'm about to show you something that will completely change your life.
No copyright, Reno. Beautiful. Would I rather fistfight the warden from Minecraft or Joe Biden with a Metal Gear or 100 pigeons? I could never harm Pigeon. I would rather fistfight the warden from Minecraft because I don't know what that is. Alright, stop. No more cat pictures. I'm ignoring all the rest of them. Do I like ham? Ham is like my least favorite main meat, I think. Except for fish. Man, I'm tired. I got a decent amount of sleep last night. I got 7 hours instead of 2 or 3. A little better. I don't like fish. I don't eat fish. Where's Artemy? What should I do? What do I do? Normally I have something to rant about, but the God's honest truth in here, guys, is that it's so fucking warm that it's difficult for me to concentrate on anything. My eyeballs feel dry. You know that feeling where your eyes are dry and it's warm when you blink? It feels like the eyeball is a muscle that you're relaxing. Do you know what I mean? Hate that feeling. Yeesh. Alright, well, anyway. No sense in belaboring the point. Tomorrow... Oh, yeah, Tempest, I have to respond. I will. I promise. Tomorrow, we're talking to the Drunken Peasants Boys. We're going to have that conversation. So that'll be fun. And, depending on how long that goes, we might do Metal Gear Revengeance afterwards. But I won't have the new AC by then. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Okay Buddy has gone on strike and still you starve us. I'm not going to do Okay Buddy Vosh until the new AC comes in. The only way I could even tolerate doing a big meme segment, reacting to memes, and you guys have to understand, I hate that this has become an expectation now. I like Okay Buddy Vosh. I hate the expectation. I hate the Sake Tanuki donos. I hate the memes. I hate all that shit. There's nothing that I hate more than feeling like I have to do something. That's like my... I'm fucking Luffy from One Piece, okay? I have an instinctual, biological aversion to being told what to do. But now it's a whole obligation thing. But nobody cares because they like irritating me with it. At any rate, it'll be much more tolerable when it's not 90 degrees in here. So The AC will come in soon enough. Yeah, Tequila Sunset understands. Chad, he likes them, he just doesn't like the expectation. Think of Vosh like a cat. Exactly, you know? Like, cats love doing all sorts of wacky shit. But if you pick up a cat and you put them there and say, hey, do the thing, they hate it because they're stupid cats. Well, Artemy will do it because Artemy flops. That was mean. Sake will have to wipe away the tears with $100 bills. Sake knows that I hate the OK Buddy Vosh spam. There is no possible way he does not know that. He's fully aware. There's no way he doesn't know that. He's not... It's not a secret bit of info there. Alright, guys. Wish me luck that this doesn't happen again. I made this meme the other night. It's very good. I'm very proud of it. Very high quality. Very evocative. Oh, Pigeon kept you up. She actually kept me up till 6 a.m. I love the Wojak the tankies use for you. Dude, Tempest, I really wish I could get some of these Twitter tankies in a debate. Because Twitter's been popping off again. It's been really fucking funny. People, the tankies are seething about me being like a state asset or whatever, and they're seething about NATO and blah blah. But all my points are unassailable. You know, they're completely bulletproof. And I would just love to talk with them about it. But they'll never come on. Dubas. Wait, Dubas Goobas is in chat. The person who made the Ben Shapiro video. Oh, hello, Dubas Goobas. Were you already here? Were you the one who linked the video? Is this just a tremendous coincidence? Did somebody tell you your video was... Well, hello. Hey, I'll debate you right now. No, you won't. Someone linked it to me? Gotcha, Dubas Goobas. Well, hello. Thank you for the nice video. I also think Ben Shapiro is a funny little guy. It was in YouTube. Yeah, in YouTube chat, of course. Didn't make a fucking website account. Oh, God, I'm tired. All right. Listen up. We rating Zan. Fuck it, why not? Zan live? Zan is live. All right, people. Okay, here's what you're going to spam, okay? You're going to spam, what's the plan, Zan? That's what you're going to spam. You're going to spam, what's the plan, Zan? That's our new Zan Derhal bit. That's the new line, okay? You guys ready? Are you ready? Say you're ready and I'll let you go, okay? Say you're ready. Ready? Okay, all right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.